Welcome to the Mob Jazz podcast. Please be aware that the content of this podcast is primarily social commentary and represents the personal opinions of the hosts and guests. It is not intended to be a statement of fact or an official stance on any issues discussed. This podcast is for entertainment and informational purposes only. We encourage listeners to seek out professional advice for any factual matters or decisions. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay,
You guys have missed a whole icebreaker.
Yeah.
It was so small, don't over-exaggerate.
It's interesting though.
It was like 30 minutes. You have to cook.
Anyway.
You have to cook, guys.
The first time I recorded and I listened back, I mean, in my mind, I've always thought I have somewhat of a deep voice, right? So when I listened back, I was like, yeah, I'm not surprised that my voice isn't high.
Is your voice classified as baritone? Is it like a baritone type
For
voice?
chicks?
Yeah.
I don't want to say baritone. I know chicks with deeper voices than mine.
Baritone.
It is. Look at that.
I still have a deeper voice.
I do have you think I have a high-pitched voice?
No, you sound like every other lady.
Yeah.
But I'm not on the higher end of the spectrum.
True.
But okay, I think your voice is, if there's like a pH value thing, it's a little bit off 7 to the deeper side, but it's not
Slightly
deep.
off. Yeah.
It's just there.
It's slightly off.
Yeah.
What's that?
Off
Is that
deep.
Is that like a? Is it off 7?
Off
Is that-
7
what is
towards deep.
7 is
Like
lady.
7 is pH value.
It's
okay.
pH
Yeah.
value, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Like in the middle.
yeah,
your voice
I
isn't deep.
agree, but towards the deeper end, not towards the.
Your voice is
High
gully,
end.
bro.
It's what?
You have a gully voice.
Really?
And
Yeah,
you know
but
the
the
funny
voice.
thing is the girls who
And
are
use it in a girly
considered.
way.
Yeah.
What do you mean I use it in a girly way?
See how you said that? No, you said
As opposed to.
yeah, chick.
Let me tell you, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, you know how the, like, mannerisms, not even just your voice, there are mannerisms that are, like, embedded in you as a child.
Yeah.
And then societal things can affect those things, right? So sometimes, like, because, I mean, growing up with boys and always being surrounded by boys up until 12, sometimes I feel like I'm still that chick. But then also going to a girls' school, like, I can tell you, right now I'm such a girl's girl. But for it's also a good part of my life. There was a time in my life when I was one of those chicks who used to say, Anna, being friends with girls is so dramatic. Right now, those chicks make me cringe. Yeah.
Okay, now, I'll tell you the thing that confuses me about my voice, yeah? Because of the way I laugh, I always assumed my voice was high for a guy. Because my laughter is, man,
You have a high laughter.
it's
yeah.
high, bro. So I
Where
listen to
even
them.
did that come from? Like, who laughs like that in your family?
No one, it's just me.
Where did you learn that kind of laughter? Do you know it's somewhere you learned it from? Might have been like at school, somewhere where you learned that kind of
I
laughter.
say my laugh is mine.
It's somewhere it came from.
There has to be
It
an
came from
origin.
somewhere.
So how
yeah.
do other guys laugh? Like,
Don't even kill me, boy. What's that?
but I think it also depends on how active I am, because I have a laughter when it's like a calm day and it's not high.
I feel like people's laughs reflect their
Mood.
energy. No, like their not just energy at the time. I mean how they carry themselves. Do you get?
Is it around certain people or like
No,
them
I feel like
themselves?
your laugh is like high and kind of a little bit high and that's kind of the person you are.
I'm a bit high.
Not high like drugs.
No, I get you.
High like a bit hyper. Respectfully. And then
I'm a bit hyper.
and then your laugh is like you, bro. Like
Mellow.
90% of the world thinks you're high. Like
Is
drugs.
it?
You're not high.
Yeah, but how do I laugh though?
It depends on the day.
First of all, rarely do you like actually die out loud.
This guy dies once. You'll be like, aha. And that's
Yeah, he'll be like,
The rest is
then,
suppressed
yeah.
down.
Guy
the last-
dies
That's why you
once
laugh,
like
but
so.
there's no sound.
yeah. The last time I saw you die, I was telling you a story.
Yeah.
Do you remember the story of I was hacked?
Someone said they were hacked. Yeah.
And you died out loud. And it was like the first thing, the first note is, ha! Then everything else is
Then it
low.
just-
Oh,
goes.
okay, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I have a silent laugh.
You do.
I think I have a
I
silent
have a very high laugh. And so it confuses me because when I heard my voice, it's deeper than I thought. I always thought my voice was a bit closer to my laugh. And I was like, okay. And I listened because
But it would be weird if you laughed in a deep voice.
Do you actually know anybody who laughs in a deep voice?
Couldn't even be audible.
It's not believable. It's not a real laugh if you're laughing.
Can't
Like
hear
you know what
someone
future voice
laughing in a deep
sensational.
Yeah.
Sensational. I like it. I really like it. I really like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you had an icebreaker for us
Bruh, my wound has refused to heal, man.
on your leg.
We are touching 2 weeks since I had this accident. No, this one has healed.
Actually, the melanin
You can't even
has
see it.
already covered.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can't even see it, bro.
Wow.
The melanin has already grown back in. But on my foot, bro, it has jammed to heal. I don't get why, man.
Have you gone back to like a clinic or
I
something?
haven't. But I might need to.
Just to check.
Because it's still way too sensitive for a wound that I've had for 2 weeks.
But do you wear closed shoes often?
That's the problem. Last week I was
Yeah.
wearing close shoes all the time.
That's what the problem is.
This week, same shit. And you know, it's one of those things where now I started wearing plasters when I'm going to wear socks. But before I was doing that, like I would take off the sock and it would come off with some of like the big. So maybe that hasn't helped. This week I'm trying to be in sandals more.
When you wear the plaster, do you wear like a gauze underneath it?
It has like I wear the plasters that have like a gauze.
But is it big enough?
How
for-
big
big
is
enough,
the
yeah.
wound?
I
Is
guess
it like
wound
the
is
size
so,
of the?
man.
You haven't seen? You haven't seen it?
Have you not shown me the wound?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
I'm not
Also,
sure. They
you?
won't see. Will they see? If I put my leg on the table, will they see? Let's see.
Nah, they
They
won't.
won't.
Let's see.
One C.
So now it looks a bit different because I sprayed like an iodine-like thing.
Because I was
Yeah.
going to wonder what that was.
On the middle one, these two are dry now, but the middle one is the one that's causing me trouble. You can see it's still not dry, right?
Yeah.
But even when you get like a plaster
Yet I
light,
sprayed the iodine thing
Yeah.
on it like 11 a.m. this
you
morning.
might still have to like redress it halfway the day.
do you have another court sesh this week?
I have one tomorrow. Should be my last though.
And then you can be in sandals the rest of the time.
Like even today I had coat though. So I wore the plaster and then I wore these blue socks. Then after coat I took the plaster off. But it came off with some shit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to apply. What is it called? Like cotton or gauze.
I did that. I've been
Oh,
I've been
okay.
cleaning it with like a saline solution, like salt solution, and cotton. It's not helping. It's not drying it out. But you know what happened is
But it def needs like air.
I think
Definitely.
so. And it
Yeah.
was dry. The weekend I didn't wear any shoes. The weekend it was dry.
Exactly.
But you know my problem. I started picking at it yesterday.
Melvin, grow up, man.
I started picking at it. I fucked it up.
Anyway, you have another weekend coming. It will dry again. But
No.
just don't wear shoes, man.
When
Leave-
ever
give it
since I was a
air.
child, I didn't like those people. I didn't like people with those things. Like I get it's a very normal human condition, but like people that would pick at scabs, suck fingers, bite nails. I was like, bro, as in
Really would not have been friends because I did all three of those things. Each of those three things I did at length.
I was like, there's quite literally so many things you could be doing with your fingers and
Yeah, I used to
hands
do all
and
of
mouth
those
and
You know what? The one that
I
used
do
to
all of
irritate me was the tongue people.
Tongue out.
also used to like
Roll their tongue.
yeah, no, like
What's
Like
like
sucking your
Sucking
tongue,
on
but
their
there's nothing
tongue.
in your mouth, bro.
strange? I have a friend who used to regurgitate food.
I beg your pardon.
Bro, that's a dog.
And he's your friend as well, but
It's my it's my friend.
What do you mean regurgitate?
It was so strange. Like we would be doing like, you know, those out of class things that you do, those extracurricular things. I think I would just start regurgitating food, but not throwing up. He had the
Regurgitate.
ability to bring food out of his stomach into his mouth and spit it
So
on the ground.
disturbing to even
To disturb guys, like he would spit it like there, and then you would move, and he was like, he was a very strange kid, though.
This
man.
guy had this cow stomach, so abomasam.
Yeah, he was a very strange kid. though.
Omasam.
Omasam.
And he would bring it out as in with
Ruminas
the rice.
reticulum. Omasam.
It would be the rice and the beans that we've eaten. He would
For
put
lunch.
it back there,
That is
way out.
disgusting.
out on the ground.
I
It
thought
was
supposed
so
to be in
gross.
the mouth
I don't
and
even know
then
if he
would swallow
remembers.
it
I'm going to
back.
ask him tonight if he remembers.
This was in primary school.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
so
like
gross.
David Blaine, man.
But he was a
How?
strange kid. Though. Even the way he used to run was strange.
He was proud of
He
himself.
used to like. There were points where he would like be running on all fours, bro. His hands and his legs. That is your birthday. So
My
laugh slowly,
birthday?
yeah.
You
He's
lie.
our friend.
You lie.
Good friend.
My good friend.
Yeah, it's so
Movin,
crazy.
is it you? You're the only male good friend I have. You're the only male good friend I have.
Fortunately not.
It's not
I'm
you.
so dead.
He's my guy and rushes the pod, man. Shout out to you, my brother. But
I think
need to
I know
ask
who
you
it
about
is.
that thing. I need to question you about
it?
that thing.
obviously your primary school.
Yeah. Ooh? No.
I don't know anybody from
You're
your
far, actually. You're far away from who it is.
Really?
Anyway, yeah, man. So that has been frustrating me. My leg not healing. But maybe we should first introduce the pod. Welcome to our Mob Jazz podcast. I'm Melvin.
Sydney.
Collins.
Casper.
And this is episode 124. It's good to be here. Casper, take it away.
Hi. Oh, I'd forgotten. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know every time that we post. Follow us on all our socials. Yeah, ting.
Like a thing.
Wendy, can you add that thing? when I say notification,
Yeah.
can you edit and add it? Anyway, hit up all our socials. Mob Jazz, the Mob Jazz podcast, right? On TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. And yeah, comment, engage. We reply to every single
You guys
comment.
commented last time.
Every single comment. We see,
well
we
done,
reply,
well done.
we take note. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hi.
Also,
Yeah,
if you fail
thank
to
you.
find the links or if you fail to find the handles, you can go down in the description where you can find all the links which can take you direct to the socials.
Oh,
Facts,
most
facts,
importantly,
Facts.
follow us on Patreon.
Yeah.
Only
Facts.
1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5 USD
Facts.
a month.
$5.
There's
How
a
many
Patreon.
episodes on Patreon?
That's a cost of like 4 liters of fuel, bro.
Listen,
I know you put more than that in your car. Even a border guy will let you put more than that in your
listen. Loads of episodes on Patreon. Access to 2 episodes a week. Early access to March as and when we drop it. Access to a lot more spicier content. Questions. Yeah, funnier jazz. We're not as censored.
Yeah.
And
I
as
thought that our
PC.
patrons- the number of patrons is growing. So
Bro, the number of patrons is
we
growing.
appreciate it.
There's a patron who cooked my pronunciation of the word liquor.
I saw, man, with a link. I know what's in a link. Did you
But I
guys click the
literally,
link?
I corrected you that day.
Yeah.
I told you it's
apparently
liqueur.
it's like a general thing. I be
I
mispronouncing
think
words.
in the link
man.
was the difference between those two things.
Yeah, like liquor and liquor.
Yeah.
What did you say? Liqueur.
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 Cure.
Guys,
Liqueur.
let me not even front it. I'm really one of those people. I can be like bored or I can read something. I spend a lot of time going through like words, pronunciation, meanings, how to use them. Anytime I like re-encounter a word I haven't seen in a while, or I'm unsure of a word, or I'll just look it up and start learning about it, its etymology.
I do the same.
I blame colonialism.
Nigga, as in,
Yo,
You care too much about the white
I won't
man.
lie.
I should be diving into Kinyarwanda.
How do they say things in Chinyarwanda? You never ever like, man, let me look at where this word came from. Never. You don't care.
The funniest thing is I be doing the same. But on the pod is when I realized, I don't know this
I
word.
didn't do a good job. Like, I didn't memorize this one.
Question. Why do some people use this word schedule and others use schedule? Because
I
I've
think it's
noticed that you
Ameri-
use schedule
Uh-huh.
and Melvin uses schedule.
It might be America versus.
It may be
Which one
American.
is American?
Probably is.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I think
It's,
schedule
it's,
is
I
American.
think it's like tissue and tissue.
Huh?
Issue.
That's that
First
Issue.
time
You
I
said
hear
tissue
that.
to me.
Wait,
You know, I said, yo, where's that tissue? I can backhand slap you
Let me tell you.
until your mouth lets do a shh. I can back.
I thought you were going to say, like, people say issue
Uh-huh.
and issue. Does that make sense? Like,
no.
the guys who emphasize
Issue.
the UE at the end, and it's just O for some guys.
No, but from
Issue, by the way, is more familiar in my
Issue.
brain than
Issue.
Issue. issues. No, that's the thing.
Issue
People
is
who
nuts.
say issue say like you get like there's someone I used to know and we used to have this argument often. I've always been a tissue issue person, and they would always say it's tissue and issue.
That is not.
It's crazy
Bible.
business.
Tissue is wilder than issue,
Issue.
bro.
Yeah,
But it's literally the same word.
Tissue
Add a
is
T.
crazy. Tissue.
Yo, I feel like tissue is like a girl thing. You know how girls
Like
would be
stereo.
yeah.
This was a man.
Finding a guy who has stereo in a deep voice is crazy
Tissue.
business.
How do they say measure?
Tissue.
This how they say what?
Measure.
Measure.
They say measure.
Yeah.
Not measure.
Nigga, it's not the same thing. No, but you might find that the Brits actually say issue.
I've heard it said
The
before.
Brits say
I've heard it
issue,
said.
I
That's
think.
why I'm saying issue is not as
Yeah,
foreign
they never
as
used to
issue.
say it in my meetings, man.
Who?
Those guys used to say issue.
No, of course, you know, the Brits have different, like,
Yeah,
based
fair
on where
enough,
you're
fair
at,
enough,
they
fair
have
enough,
different
yeah.
accents. But like,
Tissue.
you might
is
find the
so
Brits
funny,
say
bro.
tissue and issue, but it sounds so
I'll say
weird.
this. At work.
Tissue is the first nominee for the name of the sport.
Tissue.
is funny.
And I don't know how we are
How
going
are you
to
going to
spell
spell
it.
Tissue is too funny.
But you
ISYU.
can break down the pronunciation.
Yeah.
For the
Okay.
words, yeah.
Nice.
Tissue.
But
Tissue
in
is
our
so
meetings, they used to say schedule. So maybe that's the British
Schedule.
one. Yeah.
Schedule,
Schedule.
schedule on schedule. I'm not mad at either of those.
It's pronunciation, and then people say pronunciation.
No, that one, the spelling is pronoun.
Yeah. But it depends on.
No, for me, I have issues with, like, sometimes I can know something is the correct pronunciation, but then I get shy. Like, for instance, okay, I don't know. Do you guys say gesture or gesture?
Gesture.
I think I actually like
Entered.
oscillate. Yeah.
Gesture.
Yeah.
Gesture. I said gesture. Gesture sounds a bit too
gesture.
raw.
Both of them are colorful for me, by the way.
Okay, now
Gesture
you
and
see.
gesture.
I said
Now,
gesture.
if the word is going to become gesticulate or gesticulate, like the way you gesture,
Yeah.
the way you is it gesticulate or gesticulate?
Gesticulate.
Exactly. But now saying gesture, ugh.
I say gesture.
I like gesture
I do
now.
feel like
I like
Because of
gesture more.
gesticulate.
Yeah, I like gesture more.
Yo, saying guess, it's gesture. It's like guess. You know, guess.
Yeah.
GUESS.
Yeah, to guess, yeah.
I feel like it's better to use gesture because at least
But then if that's
I
your
even said
logic,
gesticulate.
feel a bit different.
if that's your logic, we can also say jest. The word starts with J.
So I feel like I need to leave the guess to the G
Gest.
instead of using the
Okay, I
GE.
hear that.
Oh,
So
no,
what,
man, for me
what
it's
should it be
gesture.
gesture or gesture?
You mean saying
Gesture.
gesture?
It should be
What
gesture.
about
because
just
it's
like
GE.
you said, just as in J?
Gesticulate.
No,
Just like
just like in just.
in jest to joke,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
joking,
yeah.
jest.
Gesticulate.
The English language, eh?
See what I'm saying? Colonial.
And you know what's funny? I don't know if this is true of other languages because of colonialism, but you know, the words in the dictionary come out of usage. The dictionary compiles words based on how and when they're used. It's not the other way around. Like, we don't get words from the dictionary gets words from society.
Okay,
True.
I like that.
That is why, like, if you notice at the end of every year, like Oxford, Cambridge, whatever, they'll have a word of the year,
Yeah.
or they'll add new words based on how and why people are using words. That's why now Riz is in the dictionary and whatnot. So,
Boda.
is whatever in the dictionary? I don't
Yes,
think.
sir.
Is it?
It is now.
It is now, yeah.
One of the editions.
Interesting. Yeah. So now, I don't know. If only we could go back and find how was Abachiga pronouncing this in 1800.
It would be funny to find a dictionary which has like the Gen Z edition, having the G, the Riz. The Riz is already there.
Oh, Riz is already there.
The
See, that's what's
Skibidi
so
to mean
interesting.
bad.
Like,
Skibidi is
it's
not
there.
Gen Z.
Urban Dictionary.
That's a Gen Z thing.
That's what's so
bro.
No,
interesting.
Skibidi is not
like,
Gen Z. Skibidi is the generation after us.
Alpha.
Alpha.
people
Yeah.
who study languages, or maybe not even that. People who don't speak English, like they speak Italian, German, Spanish, Latin, or whatever. They're able to tell where your like Italian is from.
Oh, yes.
You dig it?
Yes.
Based on your pronunciation, based on like your on things like that, they can tell for you where you're from.
Yes.
I think that's interesting with the English as well.
It's, yeah, it's.
Except in England, where they're going based off accent. You see that way they say there's like Tanzanian Swahili and Kenyan Swahili. They can tell.
Yeah, there is Spain Spanish,
Yeah.
and Latino Spanish.
Yeah.
And there is now
The
like,
same way we have Ruchiga
yeah,
and Runyankole. We
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah, I think you can also tell with English. Can you not?
you can.
You can.
I think you can in terms of like, even if it weren't accents,
Yeah.
you can hear like the way somebody pronounces something. I think, of course, it's based off of accent and also the words people use. Like, you can tell American English is not UK English. Australian English is not UK English. Because
But I
people
think
add,
it's-
because of the whoever is indigenous to that land, they'll add things that changes the
Yeah,
pronunciation,
ways we
the
say things.
spelling.
Yeah, like push up.
Yeah, like the way African
Like
French
first extend.
is
That's
so
like a very-
Uganda.
Yeah.
What
Listen,
first extend is
First
crazy
extend is,
business.
if someone
Yeah.
tells me first extend, I'm like, oh, you're Ugandan.
Yeah,
like-
standard.
Yeah. Push up.
Yeah, push up. That's Uganda.
Yeah,
It's like
Uganda.
direct translation.
What? First.
Soko sembeleo. First
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think it
translation.
because of connectivity, even you can tell their age.
Their age.
I promise you, yeah. There's a day I told my mom that trash has been taken. Trash?
Yeah.
Why it's dustbin?
Can I be honest with you? I don't use the word trash, man.
Even me, I shocked myself that day.
Except when you're referring to.
Men. Yeah, but because I think it would be kind of a lot to say. I say rubbish.
Nah, there's that as well.
Rubbish. But man, to call a man
like an
rubbish. It's
insult.
quite a lot.
Rubbish.
It's quite a lot.
That's more.
That's more.
That's not offensive.
It does.
That's not offensive. I'm offensive.
Tra-
I'm offensive
you're
on behalf of
offended,
women.
but trash is palatable.
Trash counts.
Trash, rubbish.
I feel like
Oh, trash just
trash
sounds
is
like it's
something which is
paper.
useless.
It sounds like it sounds
Trash-
dry.
Trash sounds dry.
It sounds dry.
That is so true.
Rubbish is like
Rubbish
wet
kinda
food,
feels
man.
like-
Rubbish.
Yes.
I'm thinking about that
Dust.
truck
Like-
that's dripping.
Yes.
Just
Dripping.
What's they
sassy,
call that
bro.
thing? Abu Gabo
Honestly,
venture. That one.
Uphill joint ventures. That's rubbish.
I feel like rubbish also has to contain some dust.
Rubbish is everything.
Yeah, rubbish
Trash is papers, the sharpener peel, like thingies.
Yeah.
It's like how, oh my God, that connection made sense. It's like how to me, trash is dry. 5 times 5, which is 25, is Friday. Does your mind make that
I know what you're
association?
saying.
That makes sense.
Right? 5 times 5, and then 7 or 4 are Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah.
Does that make sense to
Very
you?
fair.
Very, very.
Very, very fair.
I'm lost.
I believe
Eh,
me.
You don't
Gay,
do-
you
Makes
don't get it. I saw a thing with a list of those things, and I was like, it all makes sense.
Perfect sense.
5
Is that why
times
5
5.
just feels like fryo.
No, but for me, 5 times 5, 25. 25 feels like Friday.
Now me both.
7
Feel like
and
Friday.
4, or 7 or 4, feel like Thursday. Yellow feels like Friday. Can't explain.
Tricky.
That one, I don't know.
That one we all differ.
Friday feels greener to me. I don't know why. It feels greener. I don't know why.
There's a way yellow feels like a 3 to me.
For me, Sunday feels green.
Nah, Sunday feels yellow to me. Sunday, like I think also the sun. I just think sun.
Eh,
This is, we have gone into
But like,
synesthesia, man.
when, like
Yeah.
what they call that shit? Numerology. Man.
now, let me tell you this. You will land on a random TikTok video that will connect some stupid dots for you and tell you have ADHD. I'm like, chill.
Yeah, the number of times I've been diagnosed with ADD. I'm just like, I have it now. I'm allowed.
I think
And what's the difference?
ADD, hyperactivity. ADD guys are not hyperactive. ADHD,
So ADD guys just don't have attention.
attention deficit. Yes, while ADHD, you have an attention deficit and you're hyperactive.
Can easily be distracted.
Yeah, that's the attention deficit. Hyperactive is you're doing so much shit all at once. You get?
Multitasking. It's like a fancy way of putting
No, you see, multitasking, you're kind of efficient with it. Like you will say, like, oh, let me like cook while I clean, and you'll get both of them done. Hyperactivity would be more like, because it's kind of like a disorder, right? So you'll be like,
You start cooking, you forget.
you get distracted and you
Yeah.
start cleaning, and then you notice you are cooking when shit is burning. But then again, refer to that disclaimer at the beginning.
Listen,
of the
man,
video.
we're not experts.
This is,
cooking,
trust
man.
me,
We
bro,
should have a
science.
doctor.
That's our thought. Alright, guys, what are we getting into today, man? Where do we begin?
Lawsuit?
No.
Why? Because
When I
that
tell you that everyone that I have met for the past 4 days, 4, maybe 3 days, has asked me about the Kendrick album and told me how they can't wait for us to talk about the Kendrick album. So
but
let's
the
talk about
lawsuit is going
Kendrick
to lead into the album jazz. It's related.
I think
Okay,
the
come, let's do
album
lawsuit.
leads
Yeah,
into the
Let's do
lawsuit.
lawsuit.
No, because the
into
lawsuit,
album.
yeah, because
let's do
lawsuit
lawsuit
into
into album.
Cool.
Okay,
Okay.
so tell us what.
So lawsuit. So Drake has filed a lawsuit against Spotify and Universal Music Group. He's claiming that they falsified the numbers on, what's the song called?
Not like us.
Not Like Us.
Yeah. Not just falsified the numbers. Manipulated.
Manipulated them in favor of.
I didn't hear a falsified.
It's not just the numbers that they're manipulating. though.
Okay, so he alleges that
Okay.
Universal Music Group used unethical tactics, including bots, and manipulated algorithms to artificially inflate streams of Not Like Us, which contains a controversial lyric about Drake. The legal claims include accusations of reduced licensing fees, paid promotions, and other manipulations to boost the song's popularity. UMG has denied the allegations, calling them baseless. He filed the suit in November, of course, 2024, last week or this week, it seeks documents and evidence regarding alleged manipulation of Kendrick Lamar's song streams through unethical practices.
The first question is, he knows that how?
He knows it now.
Does he have the back end knowledge of Spotify?
I really like that. That's why you started, because that's where I want to start as well. Drake. Firstly, this is what I want to start this podcast by saying. Let me just make this clear to whoever listened to our pods during the Kendrick and Drake beef. Guys, I love Kendrick Lamar. Do not get it twisted, bro. I love all of these musicians the same, like they're my children, bro. I love all of them equally. Now we're just speaking objectively. Because we're going to talk about the album next. But let's start here. Drake is not filing a lawsuit if he doesn't have evidence. That's just the truth. He said it in the songs, in the diss songs as well, that the numbers are being inflated, that they're hyping the numbers. He said it already. If he has reached the point of filing the suit, that means his lawyers have proof. Now, the headlines are kind of misleading. Obviously, Drake has not filed this suit in his own capacity. He has filed it through a company where he's a shareholder. I forget what it's called. Yeah, I forget what it's called. Yeah. So it's that company that has filed the suit. They must have some sort of proof. That's the first thing. From my POV, from where I'm sitting, I don't doubt it. I don't deny that tactics were used. Bots were definitely used. UMG and Spotify were definitely invested because they were trying to make money. So they maybe greased some hands. Maybe they did what they needed to do to push the song.
Do you think Spotify picked a side?
1000%. Guys, do you remember when this beef was? Do you remember when this beef was brewing? How Not Like Us was the automatic next song that would play. You don't listen to hip hop like that. But if you're listening to a hip hop album, once that album ended, automatically, Not Like Us was playing next. If you are listening to a playlist, almost every hip hop playlist, Not Like Us was a number one song. Now, that's not to say Not Like Us was not a wonderful song. Great song, great this song. But there's no doubt that it got every placement and its sister, bro. Every single possible placement. Not Like Us got it. So I think he might have a case. Where this ends, I'm not certain. I don't know what the end goal is. I don't know if the point is just to prove that they used unethical tactics. And what you gain after that, I don't know what he's claiming. I don't know if he wants damages.
I have
don't
a
know
question.
What he wants. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I know. Because for you to file a suit, here, alleges must prove. You can't file a suit without proof.
Yeah.
But my question is that insinuate then that in ordinary circumstances, or Drake himself in this particular situation or in other situations, has not manipulated these same things? Has him or his record label or his company, whatever, has not utilized the same tactics?
Now that's the other side of this. Drake is the highest selling hip hop artist of all time. Highest streaming at least.
Also him and also other artists, is this not, because I don't know a lot about the inner workings of music and hip hop and whatnot. But is that to say that this is also not a common practice among these people?
What I think is that the reason why it's Drake filing this suit, and I have no proof, but what I think is the reason why Drake is the one who is filing this suit is because Drake's deal, whatever it is, with the labels and with the streamers and all of it, is different from everyone else's. So there has to be some clause in that deal that says, maybe you cannot work against me or something along those lines. You know what I mean? You can't do things that affect my streams or affect my, you dig it? And I feel like that might be the case he's trying to make here. That I was in a rap beef with someone and you guys did all of this to boost his streams, and by effect, you affected mine. You know what I mean? Because Drake, everyone knows Drake is guys are going to listen to Drake no matter what. Even this year, which has been like the roughest year for Drake, he's still the most streamed. But I think that might be the gist of his claim. Like, there's things that you guys have done, UMG and Spotify, that have affected my streams. I think that might be the gist of his case.
Who is Drake's record label?
OVO.
Man, I don't know. Drake is so big, he might have everyone.
Like who is? Oh, you think also
Like
like
his
UMG
distributor.
has?
He's so big.
You think he also has like a deal with UMG?
I think he has a UMG deal.
He has a UMG deal.
I think
So you think there's some sort of anti-compete
it might be something along those lines.
clause?
Yeah. Because all of the streamers, guys, Drake has such a large percentage of this, like, of the music business. As in, so much of it is credited to him as an entity that, like, everyone has to have a deal with Drake. That's what I think.
Here's my thought about the entire thing.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you've said. For me, it's the repercussions of this case that matter. Because every single year, these streaming platforms do this. Now, not to say, again, as you said, the song is good. The song has been pushed. But people also streamed the song. Doesn't make sense. Like, of course, there is input. Like that thing of putting it after every thingy.
Yeah.
It has happened.
But guys,
Do you
fucked
remember
with
when
the song.
Drake released Scorpion?
Yes, I remember.
Do you remember how all his jams were there? And by then, of course, we didn't have Spotify here. But I remember Apple Music. And I remember even seeing the Spotify charts. Yeah. It's like a thing that happens. Yeah. So my question is, of course, when this lawsuit came out, I was like, this is so rich from Drake.
Yeah.
This is so rich coming from him particularly. If it had been anyone else, fair enough. Drake, this has happened for his music for years. And to the benefit of both the labels and the streaming platforms, which is what they have done. So the anti-compete makes a good case for him, I guess. But it's so rich coming from Drake, in my opinion, because he has done this for years. For years. This guy has dominated the streaming game for years.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely people are streaming. He has also been pushed. So for me, that's my point of view. That's one. Two, I wonder how this affects cases going back now. Because who else is going to file cases going forward? Who else is going to file cases going back? Like a guy will say...
What? Like, you see what she
That's
read?
what the issue is. Yeah?
She read that they were pushing a song that had particular lyrics about him. So is it a defamation?
Is it a
thing?
defamation suit?
But now, you see, that's what the issue is. Even the suit in itself is not clear. Because what I read was what everyone knows. I didn't even know about the lyrics.
The documents aren't yet available to the public.
Yeah, because again...
Because as in, I'm wondering, because you know there are those people who, even though it's 1,000 pages, they will peruse, they will go through those 1,000
those
pages.
YouTube lawyers.
So that chick of, I'm not a lawyer,
She must have
but
it.
that TikTok chick.
She must have
Because
it.
also, when I read the
Take
thing
us time.
today...
Yeah.
When I read the thing today, it said Drake is going to file.
He has filed it.
So
Yes,
now,
filed.
I've heard that you guys have filed. I mean, I've heard that he has filed from you guys. So the entire thing is not yet clear. I feel like that's what we need to know.
And you know
And
what's
then
so
understand
funny
what the
about the
case is.
law is now, like, the law is a very tricky thing, like, because now you're setting a precedent, right? Like, if he wins. So going forward, what happens? What happens to rap beef?
Say, I have
Do
a
you
beef
start
with
the
you.
song with allegedly?
No, but you
entire
see, that's
thing
why
is
I'm,
not
that's why
clear,
I'm
man.
saying I
Must
don't know if
have
it's a
allegedly.
defamation thing, because you can claim that I'm defaming you and I'm making art, but it must be a compete thing. It must be, we should have a level playing field if we're going to put out music, and you guys are intentionally manipulating it so that my opponent benefits more than I do. You know what I mean?
But you see where the
We're
question
putting
is
songs
with
out
that
on the
as well,
same
yeah?
day, in the same way, but his are getting more traction,
Than mine.
and it doesn't seem genuine because of who I am. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Is he just being bitter?
I think he's being bitter.
like he's just
because
driving
here's
this thing with his
my
ego,
issue with
man.
this law case. Going forward, say Drake wins. There are so many people who are affected by that. Because
100%.
even using bots.
Drake
First chill-
himself will be, the whole music industry will be affected,
Yeah.
right?
First chill. Mbu simanya UMG. going down to the artist's label himself, OVO has used bots. First, he was a distributor. Yeah? We're talking about like the artists themselves. Again, allegedly, disclaimer. So, like, where does that stop now? And then even, what are they called? Those bot farms. Are they illegal now?
They've been illegal, bro. I think they've been illegal.
We don't know that, do we?
No, they're definitely illegal because
Uh-huh.
okay, me what I'm thinking is streaming farms.
Yeah, the ones that use bots. Yeah.
I think that those are definitely illegal because you see, in essence, you're paying me because a person has listened to this song. The assumption when Spotify is like counting this stream is that someone has listened to this song. If you tell me that it's a computer listening to these songs over and over and over, it's fraudulent, bro.
Then my question is, why have we never identified and had a case regarding those farms?
No, they have.
When?
The cases are there. Those streaming farm guys be getting sued.
Fair enough.
It's just the first time that it's artist to artist.
Fair enough.
It's a guy well,
But
not artist to artist.
I
but-
think
Question.
I think Drake is bitter, bro.
Do you
that's
think
my
Drake
opinion.
has
I don't
a
know what
deal
this
with
lawsuit-
Spotify?
he definitely he has a deal with everyone.
He has a deal with everyone.
Yes, huh?
He has a
Drake.
deal with everyone.
Drake is that big. He has a deal with
Okay,
Okay, you guys, me
I
and
have another question in terms of follow-up. My follow-up also is, because we don't know when this matter will be decided, right? But then what does that mean for not like us in terms of awards? It has already been nominated as Song of the Year.
Yeah, this is not like football, but he doped or what, that they'll take the awards away.
No, but
Probably.
remember, for particular, I mean Grammys of next year. It was nominated, right? Song of the Year. It was one of the nominees. It was.
Yeah.
and I don't check
So
awards nowadays.
now, because Song of the Year is specific in the sense that you're referring to like it was popping of the year. But if the suit is alleging or claiming that the only reason it was popping was because of bots and all this fraudulent whatever manipulation, whatever, that means it actually can't be Song of the Year.
No, but the Grammys, they don't really care. Streams are not the number one like consideration.
No, of course, but then that would mean but genuinely it would mean that the song was not actually popping.
But that's now my problem.
That's the issue.
That's my issue.
Yeah.
It's a good ass song.
It is a
And
good
it
ass
like-
song.
popped off.
It popped up, and you see, it's one of those things. It's so confusing because essentially what Drake is alleging is that this song only got so many streams and did as well as it did
Only popped because of
they
manipulation.
pushed it in an unethical way.
And if you're looking at the timeline,
But you know, it's like when I told you guys I'm watching The Penguin, right? And in this episode of The Penguin that I'm watching, they've just, are you guys watching it yet?
I finished it.
You finished it?
Yeah.
So remember when they had just released that cat drug of theirs? What were they calling it again? Bliss.
Yeah.
When they just released Bliss, like it's possible to have a good product, but for it not to be put in guys' faces. But Not Like Us is a type of song that once it's put in your face, it's undeniably a good song, bro. So maybe the first time it's put in your face, it's done by the bots. But every other time after that, bro, it's you.
Hear me out. I think it's the reverse
Okay.
for me.
Okay.
This is why. Consider the timeline. These guys are dropping songs. If anything, this law case, I don't think this lawsuit is not going to be decided anytime soon. Because they can also say, the bots came after. Because everyone was waiting for Kendrick's response. Guys were there, live and direct. I think it's like fanning the flame. Like the flame is already there. If the bots did it, they fanned that flame that was already there. Because the song was popping that night.
I think it popped, and then the bots increased
Yes.
the poppage, like
Yes.
extended it as if.
Yeah, but the song already popped.
Interesting.
And guess what the part to do with the song popping? Drake.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway,
So
we
I'm like,
have
this
to wait and
we
see
need to wait for the
what-
actual documents.
for the documents also from, because remember Kendrick hasn't been sued. Universal and Spotify have
It's
been sued.
Universal, yeah.
We have to wait and see what lawyers can cook.
They can
Lawyers
They
can
can
cook.
I'm sure, let me tell you, they've not gone to court empty-handed.
Definitely.
100%.
That song was put out like 3 months ago, bro.
No big guy goes to
They
the
have
court just
thought about this thing. They've gone through the details before they came to Drake and said, "Yo, the case is ready."
Yo,
They've been paid and they've combed.
why do
They
I feel
have
like
the evidence.
why do I feel like that is gonna make Drake look petty?
It already has made him look
100%.
better.
Guys are calling him a Karen. Like they're saying that this is the whitest. Like Ongo, this has really reminded us that Drake is white. As in, like,
Yeah,
But
man.
also that rhetoric is very like, it's very African American. I know we're talking about African American culture, but that jazz of even Not Like Us as a song,
even not like I was going to say, wasn't that a major part
that's
of that
the
beef?
point of the song.
Yeah.
Yes, it was like you're not one of us.
It's like fighting,
I don't like that jazz.
like
Whatever
fighting
you
on the
want.
streets
is
and
their
then going,
culture,
like,
man.
running into the police because someone has beaten you.
Here's the thing. First
Drake
of all,
is not the
it
biggest.
doesn't
End of
help.
it being on the street. Don't
'Cause
introduce the police.
Whatever
now.
happens in the court will happen.
Understand?
The court of public opinion
Yeah,
might have their own thing,
have
and it
already
will be
decided.
very divisive.
yeah, I won't lie.
That's the thing.
Drake is too big. Let me just say that now.
Drake is what?
you know,
All
you
things
see,
considered, Kendrick's victory considered, the lawsuit considered, Fortunately or unfortunately, Drake is actually too big, bro.
He is. He is.
Like he is just,
It's
he's
Drake,
too famous, too popular on so many
no,
different.
but
like,
you see, precisely because he is so big, who cares if you're not one of them? But you aren't one of them. Like, move on. Like, you are that big. Why should you
but
care?
he's proud. That's
I
the
think
thing.
that you see the issue is
Eh,
he, for the past maybe 10, 15 years, I've been calling him the biggest rap artist. I think has been eating at Kendrick because it's like,
Nigga, you're
whose
not
hip-hop are you the biggest of? You get
right.
it? I think that's what has been eating at Kendrick. But like, I think Drake transcends that, bro.
I hear it.
That's the thing.
I
He's
hear it,
bigger
I hear
than
it.
hip hop as. Okay, I don't want to say. I know someone right now who's going to listen to this episode and come to my DM and call me a stupid bombastic fool.
Because you're
For-
saying he's bigger
for,
than hip-hop.
yeah, for saying he's bigger than hip hop, but
He's,
he is. What I want to say is he's not just a hip hop artist. You get? Well, Kendrick is a hip hop artist. So you would think that because you are you, your art and your music reflects in so many different genres and whatnot. Why are you fixated?
you know what's so
Here's
funny?
the thing.
Is like, because Drake still raps.
Yes,
He's a rapper.
uh-huh,
Still. Historically,
uh-huh.
being called not hip hop
Mm.
has never been a compliment. It has always been a diss.
Always.
No matter how big you are.
Always.
Being called not hip hop has more connotations than just the fact that you're more than just hip hop.
Because here's the thing. Yeah. If you go back to Msimanya about 76 when rap began, about hip hop, the roots of rap, about East Coast, West Coast, what, Bichi. That guy has offended many people.
Who?
Drake, by being the biggest hip hop artist. You get? And the truth is, he is, because music has evolved. He's a hip hop artist. He's the biggest hip hop artist.
I think he's the biggest artist out of hip hop.
Okay, yeah. That's
That,
the right
that
way
means
to say
something
it.
different.
Yeah,
They're
that's
saying
the
he's
right
the
way to
biggest
say
hip
it.
hop
Yeah.
artist.
That's
Because
the right way to
he
say
didn't
it.
just
Yeah.
make
Hip hop. So you
rap
can't say
music.
he's the biggest hip
But you
hop
see, even
artist.
That's the right way to
Yes.
say it, yeah.
Drake can't come out and say, I have transcended hip hop. Kanye West said that shit before. Drake can't. Because Drake has respect for the craft. He has respect for the genre.
And then
And
also,
hip hop is a
'cause
very sensitive genre.
it really is.
You can't say you have transcended it if it birthed you. If you became big because you were doing hip hop music, it's not allowed for you to come out and say, I've transcended this thing now. It
Listen,
kind of looks like
and-
you're
Look at it this
spitting
way.
in
Listen,
Look at
a
it this
and-
way, yeah?
And I think also it definitely, like, you see why Kanye is allowed to say that shit
He's
and
not
get
allowed.
away with
Guys were
it.
pissed
Okay,
at
no,
that
but he can
stage.
get away with it because, number one,
dark
he's
skin.
black,
Yeah. dark skin.
purely black.
And he's American.
He's American.
And
This
even his
nigga
roots,
is-
where he's from. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
he's a bit mentally unstable.
He's a bit mentally ill.
Guys
He's
recognize it.
like, he's mentally
Guys are like,
ill.
no, that guy there is
That guy's a bit
but
ill.
that
Let's
is
chill.
good.
Guys,
Yeah.
question. On what basis are you guys saying that Drake is the biggest artist?
Numbers.
Everything.
Streams, yeah, streams.
Everything.
Numbers.
And it's the
Streams,
Like
sales.
performance wise.
Yeah.
And there's the same guys who are saying that Drake has a deal with almost everyone.
That's
Don't
fair.
you feel
But
like
you see,
his streams are inflated by that?
No. The
I think it's
streams came
definitely
first.
cause and effect.
The fact that you guys are saying that he has a deal
Oh
with
no.
almost
That's
everything, it's
that
like-
Dilo. That Dilo came last year. Let me paint a picture for you. I just saw a list of top 5 highest streaming albums of all time. Now, of course, there are a lot of albums that are tied 4 times platinum, 5 times. So, on that list of top 5, Drake has 7 albums. He has albums in almost each of those numbers. Like, it's a Drake album at 5, Drake album at 4, Drake album at 3, Drake album at 2, Drake album at 1. like Drake was sort of an anomaly. I don't think anyone predicted that he could have been as big as he was, especially considering the fact that he came from a camp that at that time had the biggest rapper on the planet already, Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
So he play everywhere.
But you know what's funny, by the way? One of the reasons why Drake is so successful is that he doesn't only do hip hop.
Of course.
You know that?
Of course.
He's
of course.
branching into other genres.
1,000%.
I can
And
tell you
that's his
that.
power.
I can tell you that if Drake was only a hip hop artist, I would not have listened to him as much.
Yeah,
Drake
he
as
wouldn't
I
be
have.
Drake even.
I wouldn't be listening to Drake.
Yeah.
You get, but anyway,
I mean, think about it, yeah. Guys say Drake didn't do much for like the Wiz kids and
Oh,
stuff
he did
back
the
in the
most.
day.
He did the most.
Bro, that guy in that era of like 2016 day,
Yeah.
control views, those days.
Yeah.
That guy did a lot. And it's not that over the streaming is what made him. Drake was there before.
You know what's so
He
sad?
was there before.
Here's
And
the
yes,
thing.
that's why we said it's rich coming from Drake. Yeah? Because that cat, I feel like people also noticed like the streaming bots thing because
Yeah,
of Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah? But you can't ignore that the numbers are still there.
Okay, the numbers are already there.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Mm.
Okay, you know that Drake is like has multiple genres and he's getting multiple listeners from
Yeah,
different
multiple
genres.
audience.
And
From
then
different
you're
cultures
putting-
as well.
you're putting them together
Yeah.
to represent a particular genre. Let's say hip hop. You're saying that he's the biggest hip hop artist, but all his viewership, all the listens and all that's the streams are from different genres.
Yeah, yeah.
I hear
coming
it.
together and they are being used to represent a particular
Hip-hop,
genre, which
yeah.
is one.
But here's the problem.
why
Here's
don't
the
you break
problem.
it
which is
down to
composed
say-
of
That's
very
the thing.
sensitive people, by
Yes,
the way.
Yeah, that's
But
the
here's
thing.
the
I
problem.
do feel like
Here's where the
better to
issue
just
is.
break it down into different genres. It'd be like, okay, if at all we are to break his streams based on the genres, let's say he has like 100 million listens from like, let's say, like the entire listens is 100 million. But you may be
what,
surprised
like
to
which
find that
songs-
he's only having
Yeah, from the
10
non
million
on hip hop songs.
the
Hip hop song.
Yeah,
Can I rebuttal?
interesting.
Can I rebuttal?
Understand.
If you go to hip hop charts, he's number one. There is no album that guy has put out that does not have hip hop on it. None.
Yeah, that's
That's where the issue is. You get like you're not going to say this song like you go to honestly never
Yeah,
mind.
like there's no way for us to
yeah,
break it
to
down.
now say these songs in this album are not hip hop,
Honestly, Nevermind was not hip hop though.
but it
They
had a
didn't count
hip
it
hop
as
jam.
album, no.
Do you remember?
Yes, he done it because he has categorized or has been categorized from the moment he entered into, or rather, that's
The
how he
hip-hop
entered
artist,
into
yes.
the
So
thingy
if
as
you
a hip hop
click on
artist.
hip hop on Spotify,
Drake will be there.
Drake will be number one. Apple Music, he'll be number one. Even what is it called? Honestly, never mind. One of my favorite Drake albums ever. It's a house album. The top streamed song on that album
Is the hip hop
is
song.
a hip hop song, and it was one.
crazy.
One like so.
It's crazy. And it's at the end of the album. It's the last song on the album, bro. It's not.
That's the issue.
But
you can't refute that.
we need to wrap this up, but this is what I'll say. It's so funny, man. It's funny how this shit works out, because your superpower ends up becoming the thing that as if like that flows you, bro.
Yeah.
Because this nigga's superpower is the fact that he grew up in a multicultural like society. He's able to mimic seems offensive, but he's able to like
Tap
speak
into.
to all of these different
Yeah.
cultures in a way that they understand, or at least in a way that they appreciate. So there's Jamaican Drake,
Yeah, actually,
Nigerian
Canada
Drake.
has a very big
there's
role
there's
to
House
play.
Drake.
Yeah,
So
because Canada is such a tapestry of
Yeah, it
different
is.
cultures. Yeah.
particularly Toronto.
Yeah.
It has, it's like it's a what they call a melting pot of
Boiling
cultures,
pot,
right?
is it?
Melting pot.
Yeah, it's a melting pot of cultures.
Yeah.
But that's well and good, and it has gained him all of his success, and we all love him from all over the world, and we understand him, and we appreciate that he kind of understands us. But in America, in particular, America being the
Where hip hop was birthed.
the big boss,
And they're like, nah.
the big boss of hip hop. They're like, Kawa, who are you though? And like, I don't know if you've not listened to Good Kid, Mad City, but there's this Kendrick song where
I have
like,
listened to Good
you
Kid,
have-
Man.
okay.
You have?
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember the?
Oh, damn.
Do you remember the?
Hi.
Do you remember the where you from skit?
No.
There's a skit in that album where like someone's asking Kendrick, "Where are you from?" Where's your grandma from? Where's your auntie from? Where's your mom from? Like,
I remember that.
having a particular identity.
Yeah. It's like that thing of
Is
Tambula
super-
Muganda.
Yeah, hip hop. I was going to say hip hop has Chambulango
Very
Muganda.
important. It's very important for us to be able to identify you, man.
To say who your influences were. Are you saying about growing up in the streets of
Not even
this,
chill
listening to so and
Still
so?
influences. You have to have a hip hop identity, an identity we respect. That's what happened with him and Pusha T. Pusha T is a former drug dealer. That is hip hop. Kendrick
when
is
they
a
tell you,
former
like,
gang member. That is hip hop.
is
Like
a culture.
you have
It
to
is
have
a
something.
It is a
culture.
culture to them. And here's what the
It's
issue is
part
as well.
of hip hop is part of Black American culture.
American,
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have to have a tether, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's
It's
not
like-
tethered to anything.
What's
Yeah.
that guy who made the devil song that everyone hates? Lil Nas.
yeah.
It's like Lil Nas making Old Town Road.
Mm.
It has mob streams and they say this guy is the best country artist to
Based
ever
off of that
exist.
song, yeah.
Yeah.
Based off of that
And then
song.
they'll ask him, boss,
It's
in
like
which
how-
country?
That's one of my topics. Can you write that down for me?
That what?
Country Music Awards. Write it as a topic. Since I have Casper here,
Yeah.
write it as a topic.
Like, you see what the issue is? Because
Mm.
country music guys will tell you, fine, you have more streams than Kenny Rogers. But does that make you
Does that make you?
bigger than
You
him
know
in
that's
country?
actually. People were a bit pressed, by the way, by Beyonce's album.
No,
Too soon. We're going to talk about it on the weekend of Country Music Awards.
We'll do Country Music Awards. after. We'll do it after.
So we just move on to GNX.
All right, let's talk about the album, man.
Bruh.
Let's talk about the album. Are you timestamp? Why you timestamp after?
I always time
Okay.
support.
I
Fair,
cannot
fair,
wait
fair.
to
That's
talk
on
about this album.
All right, GNX. So, November 22nd, Kendrick Lamar put out a surprise album. No promo, no warning, nothing.
One tweet like so.
He just dropped it at midday in America. These ones, I don't know what time it was, but it came here.
It was night, like
I saw
8,
it Friday morning.
9 p.m.
Friday morning is when I saw it.
It was like 9 p.m. when it
Yeah.
dropped here. Yeah.
So Kendrick put out an album. It's called GNX. Apparently, a GNX is a car.
Yeah, it said either Buick or Chevy.
Yeah,
One
it's
of
a,
the
it's
two.
a nice black car. Yeah, man, and obviously it's Kendrick. He has had probably his biggest year ever, and we knew he was putting an album out. We thought it would come out immediately after the beef. We thought it would come out Super Bowl weekend. We had all these predictions of when it would come out, but it has come out now. Yeah, man, guys have been telling me they want us to talk about it, so let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
You
I
start.
will say this.
Yeah.
And I feel like my thoughts are not collected enough for me to say it at once. So maybe like we'll go back and forth here. But I'll say this. One, again to disclaim, I hate the climate we're in hip hop where everyone is a stan of someone now. I hate that. Like, listen to the album objectively. Why you're a Drake stan, why you're a Drake fan, Kendrick stan, Kendrick fan. I listen to it objectively, personally. That album is so good for me. Yeah?
I'm sorry, I was on the phone. What did Melvin say about the album?
Not yet. I haven't
No, he has
seen
given his details of 9 p.m. midday. It's one of the few albums where with each listen, I've had a new favorite song. Every time I listen
How many
to
times
it,
have you listened to it?
like 5. Every time I've listened to it, I've had a new favorite song. And I'll tell you this. I gave that album a 9 because Kendrick's albums always have a theme. Yeah? Like we know he has the jazzy albums, he has the very hip-hoppy album. Like there's always a theme to it. GNX for me encompassed what West Coast hip-hop has been or used to be. And he did it so well,
Very interesting that you said that.
combining a bunch of different aspects of it, yeah? Like, let me tell you. Actually, let me first pull the track list. I listened to that album, and, first song is I was about to say waste. Whacked out mirrors. Fire song, we move. Squabble up. We had a bit of that song, so I knew what to expect. And then we go to Luther. You know that transition, eh?
I love that car song as well.
I won't lie. Luther caught me off guard. Also because the sample was from Luther Vandross and I love that song.
If this were...
Yeah. Also, the way this album is arranged, I think the one thing I didn't catch was, at the beginning of Worked Out Mirrors, there's There's another song in the middle. I keep forgetting which one. And at the end, there's that kind of like Indian thing that he said. That's the one thing I didn't catch. I don't know what that is, bro.
Oh, a different language.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. I have no idea. But that album blended so many things I love about West Coast hip hop that I've always loved. There's a song that sounds very Tupac-y. Bring it back to like R&B. You're getting a bit of people like, well, the easiest way to put it, like popular people is like Mary J. Blige. You're getting like sprinkles of many artists, yeah? Caesar did such a good job on that song. And I guess we'll get into the details after, but for me, this album is a 9, bro. It had very few misses for me. Because that's the kind of hip hop I like. That's really the kind of hip hop I like. There's a dip in the middle for me. The dip is around,
Kind of.
I think, Hey Now and is it Doja Blue? One of those was a dip for me. But the rest of the songs, loved them. Loved them.
Casper, you go.
Okay. So first things first. The last Kendrick album I listened to in totality was Good Kid, Mad City. But that was a while ago.
You're gonna love Damn. I keep saying that. You're gonna love
That was a while
Damn.
ago. So
That was what, 20?
Like
20
16,
I don't
yeah.
know. It was interesting. Another thing, it was interesting that you said that it was very
West Coast thing.
West Coast because I'm a very big Tupac fan, right? So I listened. Morgan called me today and said, make sure you listen to the album at least once.
Yeah.
But James,
Minimum.
So we were coming. I started listening at 4. It was 44 minutes. I said at 4:44 I'll be done. Immediately I listened to this album. I felt the need to listen to Tupac. Was very reminiscent of, I don't know if you know, like Tupac in his Machiavelli era.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Pac album.
Yeah. So it was very reminiscent of that era of Tupac for me. So like after listening to the album, I put on my Tupac playlist. Was giving, it was flowing. There was a rhythm to it, right? Number 2. No lie, this album was fire. And I'm a Drake fan. So this was coming from someone who's like I've said, I've only ever listened to Good Kid, Mad City. I liked it back in the day. Haven't listened to it much recently. I enjoyed this album. As I was listening, off of one listen, I was like, this is like a solid. The guys don't overreact. I don't want the Kendrick stans to eat me. Okay, if you want to eat me in the comments. Anyway, it was like it was like a good 7.8, almost an 8. But this is one listen. One listen, fast listen. But yes, very reminiscent of West Coast rap.
And for the record, you didn't listen to the last Drake album, For All the Dogs. You didn't listen.
I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it. I got bored somewhere along the way. But yes, this was short and sweet. And I was doing something.
For me, no.
Yeah, so I was doing something. So, like as you're typing, I was like, this song is hard. You listen, the connection. This song is like, I can say like, I think there were only like 2 or 3 songs that didn't have, that I was like, okay, this is a bit, not for me. But yeah, it was a very, I enjoyed it. I was surprised. I really enjoyed it. Nice.
I now believe him that you like Damn.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
I think
You believe that I'll like Damn.
Really like
Why?
I think you'll really like
Because I've said I liked
You
Good Kid,
listen.
Mad
You
City.
Yeah. Alright. But what do you rate Good Kid, Mad City?
Now that's a thing. I've not listened to that song, that album in years.
Okay, first wait.
But the year it came out,
Like 9,
That's
10.
it.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City was a 9 to me. So I might have to
how
revise
can
my
it be a
rating.
9?
you
Yeah.
see, eh? You see, eh?
Yeah, I was chilling. When you said 9 hours, like...
I might have to revise my rating, but
So
that's
yeah, this was like-
recency bias.
Alright.
Recency bias. So
Yeah.
this was like, it was like a 7.8. There,
Okay.
7 point something.
Alright, let me just start again by saying I love Kendrick Lamar. Let me just start by saying that. I love him.
Somebody was in my DMs as texting somebody we both know, and she was like, that Camille Vin is a Drake stan. Don't even tell me. I was like, bro, relax.
Yeah, I think I even know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Kendrick, bro. This album, I listened to it, of course. Because you see, this is how much of a hip hop head I am. That album came out. Did it come out Friday or Saturday? I think it came out
think it was
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah,
Friday.
It came out Friday.
Yeah.
And I noticed it had come out when I got home from the pod. Brother, as soon as I got home, I put that shit on and listened to it straight through. I was so glad it was short. Before I did anything at home, I listened to that Kendrick album. Now, I'll admit, first listen, I didn't really enjoy it. Maybe it was the setting, maybe it was the vibes, maybe it was the energy that I was receiving off that album. Maybe I was tired, I don't know. But first listen, I only enjoyed the very mastered beats on that album. So the super West Coast banging beats, those are ones that caught me. Over Squabble Up, over TV Off.
TV off, yeah.
Over, there's a few of those that are just, there are like 3-4 songs that I was like, nah, this is undeniably hard. But of course, I've listened a bunch of times. I've listened to that album a lot.
You've rinsed.
I've listened to it a lot. This is what I'll say. Still, not my favorite Kendrick album, but the thing about Kendrick albums for me is that it takes time. It takes time for them to grow on me because, first of all, half the shit that guy says goes over my head, bro. I don't know what he's talking about half of the time, bro. It goes over my head at first until I listen and listen and listen. Because my favorite Kendrick albums, I didn't really like them at first, except Good Kid. I didn't like To Pimp a Butterfly. I didn't like Damn at first. They grew on me slowly until they stuck. So that's what this one looks like it's going to be. Right now, I quite like it. Like if I showed it to you, it's 12 songs or something. I have most of them liked. They've grown on me.
Can I ask you, how many songs do you have on Spotify? Thousands.
Maybe like 5K.
You be counting. Like me, that thing is.
I don't like. I reserve liking for.
And me, I like.
Mine don't even reach like 50.
When I like, it saves.
Yeah.
When everybody likes it saves.
Yeah.
No, there's an option.
Oh, you can
There's
change it.
liking
You
and
can change
doesn't
it.
save,
Eh?
Yeah.
I need to change that thing.
Yeah. So,
For you, like it saves.
Yeah.
me when I like it saves, yeah. So, I've listened to the album quite a lot.
That's why I'm stingy with my like.
Yeah.
Chick says like a button. She's like,
I've listened to the album quite a lot. I think my favorite songs are still the mastered beats. My favorite songs are still TV Off, still Squabble Up. But something else I've noticed that I really enjoyed on this album is the guest features.
Yeah.
Now those guys are going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Kendrick was intentionally not giving his best on those songs. These guys were cooking him on those features.
yeah.
Those feature verses that guys were going. I get it. You're on a Kendrick album. These guys were going so crazy. I don't know half of these guys' names. But you can tell that those beats there, Kendrick is doing it to pay homage.
Yeah.
The other guy does this every day when he wakes up in the morning. The first thing he does is raps on a beat like this, bro.
Yeah.
Those guys, it was so natural coming from them, bro. Like, it just sounded too believable to me, man. Their accents were raw LA accents. That was some of my favorite shit of this album, man. The feature verses. The scissor songs, the 2 scissor songs, I didn't like them at all at first.
Really?
In fact, those first 2 scissor songs, I wanted to press next.
I really liked the
That's
first
the
one.
funniest thing
Right.
because
The first
when
one
I
was
listen
like
to
fire.
Luther,
Let me tell
I
you
was gonna be
something.
like Melvin.
So you
Luther,
see,
fire.
football
This song.
football. Music is so funny. Where you're listening to how you're listening to the song and when you're listening, it's so important. Brother, after like my 3rd listen, when Luther starts, that guy, if this world was, bro, that shit sinks inside my soul, bro, and sits. Bro, I love that song.
Yeah.
And what's the last song? What's the last song
Gloria.
that Scissors on? Brother,
Yeah.
Scissor is nice, man. Scissor is like, can I disrespect Scissor? I love those songs now, man. Both those songs are now liked. But I also have to admit, there are certain artists of a certain caliber. Drake, Kendrick, Cole. I must admit, I am stricter with them. So I can acknowledge that it's a good song on their album, but it's you making this song.
Like you can do better.
Yeah, like I feel like this
Yeah.
song should sound better because it's you making it. So I'm stricter with the likes when it comes to those 3 guys.
Yeah.
Incidentally, at the same time that Kendrick dropped his song, Cole dropped an old mixtape called The Warm Up.
Yeah.
And Cole has been doing this thing where he's dropping like his old mixtapes. And he has dropped them with like a podcast series called Inevitable. And I'm not gonna like a podcast series that's for paying for. pay for that cassette.
Did
Did
you-
you pay for that shit?
Did you pay?
$10.
Did you pay?
$10 for 10 episodes.
Did you
I didn't
pay?
even know
I
it. I
paid,
didn't
I
even know it
paid.
was a podcast series.
I pay, so I'm listening to that every episode. I think a different mixtape comes out or a different. So it's quite interesting. Like he's going through his. Guys are calling it nostalgia marketing. You go through your old catalog and kind of remind your fans why they fell in love with you, that type thing. So that's what he's doing. So Cole has put out 2 mixtapes so far, 2 of his old mixtapes. The first one was The Come Up. I had never listened to The Come Up before. I listened to it on this.
I actually had. No, I listened to one of them. I'm not sure which one.
The Come Up I had never listened to. The next one was The Warm Up. Now the Warm Up I've listened to many times, but now it's on streaming. And like Cole has one of those fan bases where like we loved him because of the mixtapes first.
I think it's the warm up
So
that I
then-
listened to.
Yeah,
But
no,
I
he
think I've listened to 2.
I think he listened to Friday Night Lights maybe. That's the
I listened
biggest
to
one.
that's the one. That's one I
the biggest
remember.
one.
But I also listened to the warm up because I remember I
Yeah.
listened to 2. Yeah.
So because Cole put out the Warm Up, a mixtape which I already love, maybe as a bit less tolerant also of some of the Kendrick shit if it wasn't hitting. But really decent album. I'm nowhere near calling this Kendrick's best album. Not even his top 3, bro, in my opinion. It felt a bit disjointed in the beginning. I'm starting to see where like it blends. But guys, Kendrick is so meticulous and so like he's detailed with all the shit that he does. So I know that like he has made more cohesive albums than this. That's why I don't love it. But I like the album. It's a good album. It's a good album.
I hear it.
It's a good
Oh,
album.
can we?
It'll grow on me.
Can we? You guys, this is so silly. You know how what's the first song on the album?
Marked out what? Worked
Not
out.
squabbles. Yeah.
Worked out.
That one.
Worked out murals.
You know how? Because
It's a
I
diss
knew
song.
I knew the album came out, right? I knew the album came out, and then now you know how guys kind of they're breaking down every lyric.
Yeah.
I was
Kendrick
impressed
fans
that he
especially.
like okay, people were saying he alluded to SNG,
Two?
To what?
Shits and Gigs.
What did he say?
With the Andrew Schultz thing.
He said something
Yeah,
like,
you can't make any jokes with a white comedian.
yeah, about
Yeah,
the black woman,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that shit didn't
That
stand something
song,
like that.
that song had more thingies.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
bro,
That
he
good thing
referenced
is they-
so much pop culture in that.
Yeah.
Like
Snoop Dogg was there.
Snoop Dogg was there. There was lots
Worked
of
out murals.
stuff.
That's a diss song.
Yeah,
Yes,
it is
it
a
is.
diss song.
That's a diss song.
I was like, I felt pissed that he was giving these niggas clout. I was like,
That's
Okay,
so.
let me
let me tell you something. Him referencing them is one of the coolest things to
Okay,
ever
let me-
happen to them in their
That's what-
lives.
That's
let me tell you
so.
something.
Because no, I'm not a hater.
Let
I'm
me
not
tell
a
you
hater.
something, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Those guys are massive.
Listen,
Okay, hold on.
let me tell you this. For
Don't you
Kendrick,
think- listen.
listen.
Don't you think it's one of those things where he combed
No,
the internet?
no, of
Listen,
course
those
he
guys
did.
are
Listen,
massive.
they are
bro.
massive, but let me tell you this. For Kendrick to
No.
mention you in
Casper.
his...
Do you know
No,
the
no, no,
size of
they
Those
are-
guys
Shits
did
and
an
Gigs?
arena tour in the as in every state they went to are doing
Let
arena.
me tell you
They are
Yes.
going to Australia. And
Relax.
some of that shit is already
Let-
sold out.
let-
In
let me-
Australia,
let
they
me
call
tell
it
you
down
this,
under for a
yeah.
reason.
Relax.
Like, you know,
By the way, if you ever pop off in Australia, we've arrived.
listen, non-monetary gain,
Yeah.
for Kendrick to mention you, right? Like, you do this shit, his album comes out a couple of months later, and you're in the first...
yeah.
Okay, that's
Oh,
too
yeah,
hard.
they
Speaking of that,
earned
by
it.
the
That's
way,
too hard. I was
They
like, that's
earned
such a
it.
win for them. I
Yeah.
was so
speaking of
annoyed.
that, you
Why?
can
I
tell
still
that
hate him.
I'm still a hater.
you can tell that this album was not one he wrote those days and
No,
released it now.
it's you
This
can
guy
no.
wrote those
Current.
things this year.
As and when.
Yeah.
And here's the
That's
thing
why
about
it
that
feels
album.
a bit rushed.
Here's
Feels
the
a
thing
bit
about
rushed
that
to me,
album
bro.
that I love. I will say this: it's not amongst my top 3 Kendrick albums. So of course the rating of
Can't
9
be
is
a 9. It can be a 9.
it can,
This
no.
is
My,
like
my rating
bias.
is recency bias.
Yeah.
Yeah, because first of all, Kendrick albums, I've rinsed those things. In fact, we might be the streaming guys that they're talking about. UMG might come for me.
You know, they think it's bots.
they think it's bots,
Sydney
but
and
Let me tell you something. Damn was so good. You know you can listen to Damn back and forth and back and like you are listening to Damn on repeat. Bro.
Damn is my 3rd best Kendrick album. I'll say that. This album is not in my top 3 Kendrick
So why
albums.
did you give it in a 9?
It's recency bias. Because let me tell you, I listened to that thing, and because this is the kind of hip hop I like, and it's also so intricate. So every time you listen to it, you catch a new line. You're like, There's a song where that guy spit about his dad, bro. I've forgotten the song.
About his dad?
Was
or
it
about
reincarnated?
his, that's not about his dad.
Which one was it?
It's about his dad.
I've forgotten.
Yeah, I don't
But
think
there's
it was
one of
about
those
his
songs.
dad
And for me, here's the thing about Kendrick. You know, people be accusing Drake fans they listen to only brain rot, what. That guy also has music.
Drake
man.
fans listen to only what?
Brain rot. That guy has music with sense.
Yeah, that's not true. Yeah,
It's not true.
that's not true.
But
But you asked about Babes Mob.
yeah, it does. Man.
Mob.
Right.
But
I'm going to be very honest with
Kendrick
you. The only
albums,
reason I
eh?
like Drake is because he's fun. Like, how's it? I'm here to enjoy.
Yeah, the Kendrick album, I'll say this about that album. There were very meticulous things on it that I really loved. In the first, I think it was so evident in the first 3 songs, in the mastering of the songs, it's raw. Let me say it that way. You can hear him breathing. You can hear, it's like you're in the studio with him. And those are things I love. It sounds like a mixtape in a way. And that's what I loved
Side
about
note,
it as well.
that pronunciation you've given us of studio.
Studio. What did I say?
Studio.
What did I say?
I think
Studio.
even that, even
Yeah,
studio.
studio and studio.
Studio.
I'm not as strict on studio.
Yeah.
Studio.
That's stew.
It's stew.
That's stew.
Like stew, like soup.
Yeah,
stew.
studio.
He gave us a
Studio.
studio.
Like student.
Like
Aha.
Nah, I don't know now.
How come you that one?
Nah, I don't.
Student.
I say student. Yeah?
Ah.
That's still funny.
Yeah. That's
Student.
stew, yeah. Yeah.
Student.
Anyway, man.
Ew.
Listen.
You say
I say
say
student.
pupil, right?
Pupil, yeah.
Pupil.
Pupil.
How do you say if it's not a pen, it's a?
Pupil or pupil?
If it's not a pen, it's a?
Pencil.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Not
Pencil
Nigga,
makes me want to kill
that's
myself.
like tissue, bro. I'll stab you with this.
And mind
with this
you,
pencil, bro.
tissue might actually be correct. Pencil is 100% wrong.
Yeah.
Pencil is 100% wrong.
Pencil's crazy.
Pencil?
Okay, but there's a way to say
Is it
pencil.
stencil or stencil?
It's what?
stencil.
Stencil is crazy.
You know, that's a word that I've actually never said in my life.
Yeah, I know.
I will tell you this.
Man, I was like, you want to go?
This is stencil.
Artists, I think.
Stencil.
say.
Supposed to be stencil.
Stencil. Me, I say stencil.
When we're using them,
Stencil.
I just say
Stencil.
stencil.
Didn't
You
do
say
ad.
stencil. Did I
There's
do
a way to
art?
say it. You mix
do
the O and the
I did
I.
at S1 and S2 and it was compulsory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we,
it.
we needed the stencils. You
No,
didn't worry.
I was.
And let me tell you,
And mind you, I'm so bad as an artist. I never got above 60% in art.
you know how bad you have to be.
I never.
That's where
Why
our
from a lack
habits
of
were.
trying?
Eh?
Wasn't from a lack of trying.
I tried.
Yeah, I also used to try.
There is an end of term assignment they gave us. My art teacher made me repeat it 3 times.
Well, that shading shit was funny to me, bro. It
Funny?
was hilarious.
Why?
You see, the artists, they would make that shit make sense. For me, I would draw that.
It was so tedious.
But shading, shading was always the same for me. You know, like,
Funny.
it just looks like like radio bars.
What?
That was what bars where radio can be looking. That's how my shading used to look, bro.
So we are using the thatched method.
Bro, I used to try. I had all
the
the
thatched is the crosses,
pencils,
right? Yeah, I remember the thatched.
For me, it was based on how much energy I have in my hand that day.
Bruh.
Like, I'm just tired. Like, I'm tired of
What about
moving my
when
hand.
after shading? You get that dark paper and you start. Okay, I used to sing.
Smudging
I used to be like,
tones.
what
Yeah,
are we doing
yeah,
right
yeah.
now, bro?
I'll tell you this, because I loved my art, and also I was a good artist. I don't know how good I am now because it's been long, but if I go for a paint and sip, and my date is harder than me, I can get pissed. I get relax. We are coming back round 2. Because why are you painting better than me?
It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, Country Music Awards, man. Country Music Awards. First of all, Casper made me a country album, a country
playlist.
finally.
He
I'm
hasn't
gonna listen
listened to
I haven't
it.
listened to it yet. What I know, though,
I sent you what?
send you the water.
What you know?
What I know is Shabuzi had the biggest country song over here.
Which
Correct
one?
me if I'm wrong. Bar song.
Bad song. Mm-hmm.
It's the biggest country song.
Another one?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
By all
Metrics.
every metric is the biggest country song.
And he's black.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, before we even get to that part.
Oh, he's Nigerian.
Yeah, he had the
Even
biggest.
worse. That guy is African.
He had
He's
the
not black.
biggest country song. Arguably the biggest song of the year. Arguably. In terms of number one on Billboard. They said he had been there for 17
Yeah,
years or
man,
something like
dominating.
a long time.
A few months.
Naturally, he was nominated for a Country Music Awards. Best New Artist, I think Song of the Year. He won neither.
He won neither.
Let me first look at these country music awards.
Beyonce, who had the number one country song before Shabuzi did, as in he dethroned her from number one. Not nominated at all for anything. I want your thoughts as the country correspondent.
That is
Your thoughts.
too funny.
That's what you
Casper
want.
reporting live
Yeah.
From the country.
from the country. Anyway, it is so well known that country music and country stands are notoriously racist. Duh.
But I feel like that
As in, it's like a prerequisite to succeed in this genre of music. It's not necessarily a good voice, it's white skin. Then we proceed from there.
But it seems
Mind
like
you, not in terms of numbers.
Yeah.
Like you can, first of all, you know how usually country, especially male musicians, have a certain sound, right? That's like country, quote unquote. But even though there are people who you can listen to, and if you're listening and you've never seen what this person sounds like, they sound country. But the moment you look a certain type of way, the moment you're not,
you have dreads,
the moment you're not entrenched,
grills.
I feel like country is a big part of like redneck,
the culture.
Southern.
southern
If you're not
culture.
from Texas, you're from Florida.
You get around there.
Farming.
There were Dallas, Nashville,
Learn how to ride a
Tennessee,
horse.
Bichi,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Western culture, Western. Those are Western for them. So for me, it was evident. Like, yes, numbers say one thing, but at the end of the day, who do you think is running the CMA? White ass people, not niggas, people. So it was evident. So
Those
I
are
wouldn't be
views.
vexed if I were them.
And to be fair,
You
I'm
think?
sure you've heard of like the Macomo situation with the Grammys
Yeah.
and a Good Kid, Mad City, and everyone admitted Good Kid, Mad City was the best.
Yeah,
hip-hop
everyone
album.
was like, "Why the hell did Macklemore win?"
But the Grammys gave it to Macomo.
Yes,
The BETs could not give it to Macomo.
100%. Like,
To
yeah.
be fair, the BETs are different from the Country Music Awards, but a black platform is not going to give.
I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah, it's not going to give rap album of the year
To a white guy.
To a white guy.
or to someone who is not, who doesn't look hip hop. You know what I mean? Macomo was very like whitewashed. You think? It was a very whitewashed act. It was very palatable.
Let me ask: Has you know, I never really follow awards. Yeah, has Eminem ever won something for BET? He must
But
have, right?
Eminem is very hip hop.
He is very hip hop. That's what I mean. He is very
I feel like,
hip hop.
let me
right?
make the research. Let me bring you facts.
Eminem, he's actually hip hop to a fault because now every other white rapper has like
Tries to
meet
Eminem
that bar.
themselves.
They have to meet like that level of acceptance into the culture, and even Eminem still felt some level of like not being accepted. But at least there was a point for him in his career where everyone accepted that, you know what, this guy here can rap.
Is he allowed to say
The
nigga?
guy has a list of
Never,
awards.
never.
Of BET awards, eh?
BET Awards, Album of the Year, Relapse.
At the BETs.
Yeah. Album of the Year.
Eminem's the
Interesting.
exception for
I
sure.
think it's like
I feel like, and you see, I feel like Shabuzi needs to now follow the Eminem like example. Yes, you got snubbed this year. Do it again next year, and then after that, until like
I have a question.
yeah,
Does Shabuzi identify as a country artist?
yes,
He does.
yes. Have you heard him?
Are you asking if I've not listened to the
No,
biggest
no.
country song of the
What I mean is like,
Speak.
no, chill, speak, sing. He has that country like
The twang.
twang. Yeah, he has it. I feel like if he keeps doing this, like if he does it again and again and again, they'll have no choice at some point, bro. They'll eventually just have to give it
I
to
can say this though. White people are not as easy to break. That you see, for black people, it's like, black people will look at it as appropriation.
I feel like when you
For them, they're
respect
just like-
protocol for the blacks.
Sure.
when you
Yes,
respect
for
protocol,
for black people, when you respect
Things come
protocol,
out.
they'll give you. They're like, oh, okay, you're not trying to say you're one of us. You're like appreciating,
Exactly.
right? For white people, they're just like, no coloreds allowed. As in- As in,
I don't even feel like
That's sign at the door, bro.
like this.
I don't even feel like
Yeah,
country
paper bag
music is
test.
Do you
racist.
remember that? Do you remember that?
That's
You know
true.
that sound from the White Chicks movie?
I feel
Of,
like it's racist.
didn't
just
anybody
sounds
tell you this is an all
Yeah.
white party?
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like even guys who are from Texas, these are like the most racist.
No.
I don't think
that's
so. There's
cap.
so many
That's
black
cap. That's
people
cap.
in
That's
Texas.
cap.
No,
Texas
Texas
is
is
different.
they're
Yeah.
different. You know what's
Texas
funny
is
is
actually very diverse.
there are now different types of like racism. There's like the
Yeah.
polished racism. There is the outright, but of course there is a stereotype of like the
But I'll tell you this
Western
about the US. Every state is like that.
low-key.
There's urban and rural. Now, rural in every, even in Cali, which you can think is the most diverse state, the rural places.
Anyway, but for me it was evident. Like from the moment the nominees came up and I saw like I would randomly see them on TikTok, right? It was so evident. I was like, it's cute that they were noticed and nominated,
Like, oh,
but they can't win unless our category only has black people. That's when a black person can win. But if the category has a white person on it, forget about it,
yeah.
man.
See, that's why I feel like albums, not albums, awards. This is why it's tough. First of all, awards are voted by gatekeepers of the industry. Naturally, I mean, look at Grammys and for still music, even like film, they're all voted by gatekeepers of the industry. If the gatekeepers don't change, that doesn't change. Country gatekeepers.
I've told you, I've told you no colors.
And I mean, I
And you
feel
see,
like,
for them to stop keeping, that industry has to be exposed. And it's like procedural. So think about it this way. The Grammys were exposed. They start international album of the year. You get, so they give Yoka own.
Your
So who knows, they
own
could have
funny
international country
you know,
album of the year.
so they'll
Yeah.
say, you know how you know it will be some like urban country artist of the year. You get
Some jazz like
urban
that.
country artist
that's
of
what
the
I'll
year.
say. This is what I'll say in defense of now the Country Music Awards. I feel like it is fair to assume that what is considered the best country song of the year might not also be the same as the biggest country song of the year.
Oh, and also something else you should
hear
know
that.
though, right? Now, in particular, because I told you I haven't listened to the whole of Beyonce's album. Same thing for Shabuzi. I haven't listened to the whole, but I have listened to that song quite a number of times.
Shabuzi has an album.
I
That
haven't-
thing is off an
I
album.
don't know if you put out an album.
I don't know, but as for Shabuzi, I've only listened to that one song, Bar song, and I've listened to it numerous times. It's on more than one playlist of mine, but Bar song.
Magic's country playlist.
Magic has the country playlist.
Like I said, one jam. That jam.
Bar song. top five.
One country playlist, one jam.
Now I can
One
tell you
jam.
this. Bar song, and I didn't put it on the playlist I made for you. Bar song
Why?
does not, because I knew you'd listen to it.
It's off an album, actually.
Now Bar song for me does not particularly sound very country. Bar song in particular, like if you come from listening to like these guys that Luke Combs, the whole Kenny Rogers guys, Bar song
He's
is
still making music today.
no, he's not.
Hey,
Hasn't he?
how can
already?
you be like Kenny
No,
Rogers?
no, no, no,
Relax.
no, no, no.
Kenny,
There's
relax.
another big guy that was like Kenny Rogers.
No, no,
Who
no,
was
no.
it? There were
Man,
two.
There's so many.
Don
people.
Reeves. Gene Reeves, that's the
Listen,
name. Don Moen.
That guy, what's his name? That particular song doesn't sound very country. If I was put in a category, it would be urban country music artist. You get? Yeah. Oh, what's this other song? Did this song win?
I don't know. I don't know what one.
And here's my other issue with awards. With awards are very what's the word? I don't want to say, for lack of a better word, let me just say it, political. So for example, with the film awards, when ESG rules came in, for you to be nominated for an Oscar, half of your crew, not cast, crew, has to be from minority.
Yeah, has to have
You
like
get?
either the rules about inclusivity in terms of race,
Yes.
then also LGBTQ
So it's
people.
sex, gender, race.
Those things.
So I wonder what that's like for music as well. Because with film, the Oscars, Emmys, and one of the others have that rule. Like half your crew has to be minority. So with music, I wonder where the political thing is. Like, could it be something like that.
No, me,
Could be the resting. Who knows?
I think with music, of course, music, it will be in terms of like the historical culture of the genre could play a big role.
Probably, yeah.
So for country, of course, and then for hip hop, okay, hip hop, I don't really think that was a big determinant. But now, because
Here's the thing with country.
Black Americans are trying to get touchy, feely.
But I told you though, some of our best hip hop producers are white.
Yeah.
That's true.
As in like super white.
That's true.
Like some of the most legendary hip hop.
There is this producer I
producer.
found out was white like last year.
Like Mike Dean.
That nigga?
So white.
He's white.
He's
bro.
That
That guy can get sunburned.
Mike Dean didn't even dress. He didn't even dress hip hop.
No, he doesn't. He's not even trying to appropriate.
Yeah.
No.
But here's my
100%
question
white.
about country. What entails a country music?
What do you
A
mean?
country song? Is it the accent? Is it the sound? Is
So our
it the
country correspondent.
beat?
Shut up.
Is it
man.
the instruments? You get? Because
It's-
country will be like acoustic guitar, what? There's a sound to it.
They're not
There's
all
an
acoustic
accent.
guitar. Nigga, why are you thinking of Kenny Rogers,
they play
bro?
what? Banjos, what?
And like, what's this thing? A tambourine?
Like a tambourine, but
With like a kasheka in the back.
I think, I'm not sure, but like for me, my determinants, like for me, because I can tell you, yes, I've listened to a Shabuzi song here and there, a Beyonce song here and there, but when I sit down to listen to country music, I will not listen to those guys. I'll listen to those niggas who are like no colors only. I mean, no colors allowed.
I feel like country music is still very...
It is.
I don't know what I'm describing, but you get.
It's
Like for the audio guys, I'm doing
it's
this.
for me what makes
will
a
see.
good country song is a big part of country music for me is storytelling. You get a lot of it is like storytelling, like a verse after the other is telling a story. That's a big part of me,
That's true.
and that's why
Kenny
I like
Rogers
it.
would ride from one town to another in the song.
yeah,
That's not a
Mama,
lie.
You go ahead.
You get a big part of it for me is, and because I do love storytelling, maybe that's why I like the genre. A big part of it is storytelling. Another big part of it is the twang.
Yeah.
Because there's this guy, because of course I'm on country music TikTok, right? There's this guy, I think he's either Australian or British, and he's trying to be a country artist. White, blonde hair, blue eyes, 6 foot. Yeah. When he speaks, obviously, you'll hear his British accent, right? But when he sings with a twang, that twang, right? So another big part of it is the twang, the storytelling, and then I can't say that because I can't say acoustic. No,
Yeah.
these days it's very different sounds.
Yeah. The music, I think that the music has developed.
It has.
It has its own sound.
It has its own
It has
sound.
to sound country. No matter what the instrument is that's being played, it will have a country sound regardless. But this is what I'll say. Well, I think that culture cannot be separated from these genres.
Yeah.
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Our favorite white rappers have grown up in black neighborhoods. We
Eminem
love
was
them
made in a
because
black
we
neighborhood,
love them
yeah.
because they fit into the culture.
What's the name of this guy that died? I never ever listened to his music.
A white rapper dead?
Was he a rapper? I think he was. The one that dated Ariana Grande.
Mac Miller.
Mark
Mark
Miller.
Miller.
So similar.
Uh,
Those are white people.
how
who-
is his music?
spectacular?
Mm.
Those are white people who are ingrained or have a full understanding of the culture on which this music is based. You dig it? They are somehow ingrained in
Because
it.
the
Yes.
sound can
And
change.
so-
yeah.
We cannot expect black people, because I'll tell you the truth, like Eminem, for example, he dressed black, talked black for a very long time.
Acted black.
Acted black until he became Eminem. Like until he became he popped off, and then he became like just a regular white guy.
Yeah.
But before that, he had to dress black, act black
To be accepted.
Exactly.
I mean, the Slim Shady days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So similar to country music, we can't expect, for example, Shabuzi. Yes, he wears like cowboy boots and like, but he still has grills. He still has dreads. So you can't expect to be a fusion.
I told you Shabuzi is a play on his name.
Yeah, I found out.
Yeah.
What's the play?
Like
Chibueze, I think is
his real name is Chibueze, and white people
They couldn't say
would
his
pronounce it as Shabuzi. So
Yeah.
he started calling
You know
himself
what?
Shabuzi.
I rate it. I actually rate
So
it.
you can't expect to be a fusion of different cultures,
And then be
but
accepted.
still be accepted in the same way. That's the problem that like Jack Harlow faces. That like, what's the other white dude?
I'm thinking
Chill MGK.
not NF.
The other white dude, the guy who wears like leather jacket,
yes.
Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Extremely talented artist. Still very white though.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be loved in the same way that like black hip hop artists are loved.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of those things that we just have to accept. Like,
You listen,
if
and
you're
let
not
me tell you.
if you're not a black artist who has grown up in the South, but not just in the South, you
Rather
grew up
not,
with the
I've been
whites.
saying the West.
And
in
if
the
we are
South,
reversing
yeah,
it,
it's South
think about it.
You grew up with the whites in
I'm
the
saying
South,
the
not with the
West South.
blacks, because the blacks in the South have a different culture.
Yes, the
Yeah.
blacks in the blacks in the South have a different culture.
Yeah,
That's very
than
true.
the whites.
In the
you
South.
have to be super whitewashed,
This whole time I've been
bro.
saying West instead of South. Why didn't you correct me?
And you see, here's the issue. I feel like, again, is that globalization? My question is, because even with blacks, remember when Drake entered the Afrobeat scene, there were questions about Drake. This guy's not from Africa.
Yeah, but
You
it
get
was
it?
a privilege. Me, I remember.
Yeah, it
One
was.
dance.
Yeah.
One
For us,
dance
we felt
control.
like he's giving us
He has
exposure.
honored us,
He's
yeah.
True.
You get
And that's my question. Yeah.
like
Because you have, because Drake was like a pioneer, but even nowadays you have what's his name? This guy who did the song with Ashaki.
no, but you see, you see.
Central C.
Ghana. I'm thinking of
Ghana.
Ghana.
Ghana,
Yeah.
Ghana, okay.
So you see, Ghana
What
did this.
song Ghana do?
Who was on Happiness?
No,
My
but you
baggy.
see
Yeah,
these
yeah,
guys. No, you see,
Yeah.
these guys are those guys that people are talking about. Are like they pick one song or you get.
Yes.
But to come and say, like, they're not identifying
No.
as country. Because,
I
like,
hear you.
Beyonce's jazz, right? People were arguing. Beyonce was born and raised in the South. You get. You can't say this isn't her culture, this is her culture, this is where she grew up. But black, like he said,
Black
black
South.
South and white South are two different things. For me, it's reminiscent of, do you remember the rock bands when we were growing up? That was white culture. Do you
I
understand?
hear you.
What's
I hear you.
Like, was there even in a black band, a black rock band that succeeded? That you know of?
There was blue
I
band.
don't know how you define success, but probably not.
Do you know of one?
They ended up having to be like gym class heroes and shit like that.
You get, like, you couldn't identify as like a rock band.
You had to
Like
be
when
kind
the
of hip-hop.
Green Days, when those guys were coming up, that was white
Rock is
culture.
still a very white.
That's
But
true.
in the beginning, it was black rock bands. Like black rock is a historically black
Yeah.
genre,
Really?
It is like if you not 2000s.
brother. Every genre is
It's
historically
black.
Even country.
It's
all of it
black.
historically
Yes.
But
Music
Here's my thing.
historically
originates from
black.
black
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
My thing is, I definitely agree with
Remade.
what you're saying.
What were guys doing back in the day? I don't know what guys were doing.
Guys were just day, man. They were-
Like,
I don't know what guys were doing.
I think like before they came to conquer Africa, they were like, these niggas are
They
jamming.
found the guy.
What is this thing that's making me want to move my feet?
Then they had to categorize it. They were like, this guy is jamming to 4/4.
Like, these
1,
guys
2, 3,
are
4.
these guys are jamming.
So fun.
This guy had opera music.
racist to
What?
say,
what?
bro.
This opera. Is it called opera music?
Uh-huh.
You can never know. Those high pitches.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
laughter. African.
So you guys are going to say opera really it comes from.
Yeah. But I definitely agree with what you're saying. My question is the issue the fact that some societies are more welcoming? Because as I'm saying, Drake had his ops. Ghana, there were guys who were criticizing him. Yeah?
Oh,
but
black people
predominantly, it was very, oh, damn, this is cool, man.
Listen to
You
this.
get it?
Black
like, this
people
guy's doing our thing.
are so welcoming. This is the reason why we were slaves, bro.
We
Black people
welcome the
are
guys, man.
so welcoming. Like, as long as you show some type of like appreciation or whatever, black people are so welcoming. And that's something we need to learn from the other guys.
Unwelcome.
Yeah.
That's what Kendrick is doing, and you guys are fighting.
I think certain genres were just, especially genres that were born out of like rebellion.
It's harder to
Yeah,
whitewash.
they're automatically like, they're just roadblocks to entering those cultures.
Yeah.
I feel
First
that
define rebellion.
Like
Hip-hop,
rap was
for
hip hop
exactly,
and
yeah,
rap
okay.
were born
Hip-hop
out of
was-
rebellion.
it was a sign of rebellion, like how black people are being treated, shit like that. Rock music is kind of similar, only that it appealed to. In order for the black people at the time to make money, they had to appeal to the white people. So there were mostly performing for white audiences, and automatically white people are also inspired to do the same type of music. So a lot of those that earlier music over rock, over blues, over what the Elvis
Blues was heavily
Elvis was
black.
rock, I guess.
Blues is black music.
Yeah.
Is black music.
Blues and jazz and that shit was heavily black, but because they were mostly performing for white audiences, the whites became inspired by the same shit and took over.
They say, what's his name? They say Thingy copied black music.
Elvis. Yeah. Rock
Elvis
music.
Presley, yeah?
They say Elvis stole rock.
Yeah, Elvis Presley stole.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah, badly. Badly.
You
They
know, I
say
hear
he
it, but like
stole.
I'm meaning in terms of
Like his sound.
classification.
Now the rock that he did evolved into emo rock of the 2000s and like
Elvis Presley. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of another guy.
They
No,
say
it
that
was
Elvis. They don't even say he was inspired. They said he stole, like he copied everything about and came. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
so I think it's one of those things. I think country music is also one of those genres. I feel like it may be well it began with black people, but
Like on plantations.
yeah, but it resonated with still the rural whites.
No, because he came from the
Makes sense 'cause
south,
the
right?
farms
Yeah.
are many.
Exactly.
They are
And the south
complaining.
is historically
Yeah.
known for the plantations and
Yeah.
whatnot.
But I think
Makes
it
sense.
resonated with the
I mean, the
rural
South
whites,
was the last part of the US to give up on.
and the rural whites took ownership of it, and now it became their rebellion of this is our thing.
This is ours, and they're gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Man, big
But
up
then
Shabuzi.
also, black people. Why do you like showing off? Why do you want to show that you're the best at everything?
I think we do it to
Because they are.
survive, and then it ends up becoming like because imagine if you're on a plantation, man. There's nothing else going for you in your life. You're gonna sing, bro. That's it. Like you're just singing to keep going.
You remember how
you're
like
singing for
that
motivation?
version of like that 6 foot, 7 foot song came about? Like the original one. That
Oh
song-
yes.
yeah, like,
It was like
called the
a-
banana boat song. Like they used
yeah.
to be on banana farms,
Yeah.
racing them with their legs, and that's how like
I-
6 foot, 7
okay,
foot came
I have
about.
I have
Then
a
it
question.
created,
You
like,
know
a genre.
how there's a time when like you know how like it's so funny. There's this chick I follow on TikTok. I've forgotten her name, but she studies economics or something, so she can link pop culture trends, fashion, and whatnot to how the economies worldwide are doing. You get, like, for instance, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't want to misquote, but sometimes she's talking about how, like, let's say if you see how the economy is failing, like when the economy is failing worldwide, when markets are failing, flopping, you'll see a trend in like the length of skirts. Women will wear shorter skirts when the economies are failing, or longer skirts, stuff like that.
Interesting.
Even the types of makeup that are consumed, the types of makeup we use
Why?
that are
Let's
pushed.
Explain the skirt thing to me.
It's weird though. I feel like the Americans with their studies. Bro.
Let's
But
explain
anyway,
the skirt thing to me.
I've forgotten because I watched a video like months ago. But because now, if you notice right now, this is in terms of pop culture. Right now, I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if guys notice such things. Skinny is back. Cocaine skinny is back, right? The last time skinny was back was early 2000s.
Back for who?
For who?
Back for who?
For the world.
The whites.
I was about
For
to
the
say,
world. Like,
world.
okay, for the whites. Maybe, and you might find they're the ones who run the economy. BBLs are dead. That culture is dead.
Not about that. Last week.
For you might be like,
I like some BB. I'm not gonna lie.
You see the way
You
they
like
let
some
her
BB
be
with your
There's
L,
no
eh?
B without BB, man. That's what I'll say, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I want
bro.
the shape
What
of
was
the
that?
in Comic Sans.
What
bro.
was
I
that?
need some B, bro.
What was that advert when we were kids? No B without BB.
It's over
B
train without
without
an
BB.
engine.
I need
Yeah,
some B
train
in my
without
BB, bro. I don't know you, man.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't
but
know.
I hear it,
pop
I hear
culture
it.
wise, BBLs are out. Skinny
Oh,
is
I
in.
feel like now there are certain things where the media can no longer manipulate me, man.
Oh yeah.
I made up my mind.
Yeah. No,
You showed me all the options.
this is what I like.
decided. You dig
I
it?
just-
You can't confuse me anymore, man.
Yeah.
I saw.
Except
I don't know if I reposted it
except
on
Tyler.
TikTok. I saw a TikTok that
Tyler
said
is the
exception.
she's the superpower. She's the only one that might swing me in the other,
Now,
and you can't hold me,
confession.
Tyler.
That one they swung me, man.
No, Tyler
Oh.
is something,
Tyler.
bro.
The
Tyler's
face card is
spectacular.
lethal.
But even some
There's
shit she does
some
that way.
bees.
No,
There's a
like, I
bee
can
that's-
give you an example.
Yeah.
Growing up for me, like of course, I think it's like primary. I found like the likes of like Joe Jonas, handsome, whatever.
Like
He's
a
still
white
he's
boy
still
with his
handsome.
hair.
That
still
stuff,
handsome, man.
yeah. Like okay, I was like, oh my god, so cute, right?
The guys who
Right
sing
now,
like
I'm
in
like
emo.
coffee, Bowie.
will
You get-
the
I'm not
night.
gonna lie, bro. Me too, man. Pause.
What? You too.
Jonas, man.
Who?
Jonas,
Jonas.
how old you, man? Those guys were
Yeah, we have to pause again for that.
I said pause.
Those guys are easy.
Those guys are they're cute, man. How old you, man? Joe Jonas.
Yeah, he's a Nick
How
Jonas.
you guys, man?
Justin
Efron.
Bieber,
How
what?
old you guys? What?
He's a-
See that cute?
I choked on Jameson. That shit is not kawa, man.
So now, even for like chicks, when I was younger, I really felt like what's her name, Brandy, was
Oh, she
so
was
bad
beautiful,
looking
bro.
to me.
Bad
When I was
looking?
younger,
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Josh
Like
Moisha.
bad looking.
Yeah, watch Moisha.
Like horrible.
Brother.
To me, I didn't
That's a
find her
bad
good
looking, you
looking.
mean?
When I was young, yes.
I thought about Moisha so often, as a boy. As a Moisha was on when we were
Randy.
kids. Like Moisha is very early 2000s, like
So,
TV
yes.
Africa 2000s.
yes. So what I
Me,
mean
I've just
is
been an African ever since.
Eurocentric features were what was pushed in the 2000s. And you might not notice it, but subconsciously it might affect the way you view and appreciate people, right? Eurocentric features are small lips, thin, tiny noses, bichi, right?
I skipped that one.
Because you're watching cartoons and those cartoons were white.
No, even the people.
the features,
I
like
hear
even
it.
the black people that got pushed to you had those
They were
features.
I'm just realizing that
They
thing
were-
skipped
Yes.
me because me,
And
a
then
black guy.
when the BBL culture came up, black features came up, lip fillers came up, bigger lips. Like, it's so funny how when we were younger, having small lips was nice. Right now, bro, big lips are where it's at. Do you understand?
But big noses was never, I think, even in the BBL culture.
Big nose is what?
Yeah,
Wasn't a
they
thing
always
in
like
BBL
what they call knows what.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the
yes,
nose
but
thing.
then right now it's more like kind of more accepting. You get. So this chick was talking about how, first of all, she's talking about how whatever is being pushed is what will fill society. But as soon as it becomes accessible to the common man, the poor man, it will no longer be that phase. It will be phased out. That trend will be phased out. BBLs became a pandemic. Do you understand? It became accessible to a commoner in the States. You get, as of 2024, anybody can have a BBL. In 2012, do you remember that Kim Kardashian babe? Do you know in like her earlier seasons? I don't know if you guys watch Keeping
That
Up.
chick was alone.
She
in her
went
industry.
for an X-ray to prove that she didn't have implants. By then we didn't know they were using fat. Nigga, fat doesn't show in an X-ray. Don't piss me off. You get.
That chick was actually alone in the early 2000s.
Right now, do you know how skinny those
2010s.
babes are? Do you know how skinny those babes are? Because skinny is back in. But because of Ozempic, right now Ozempic is not very accessible. When
One of my
Ozempic
boys told
becomes
me Ozempic in UG is 200k a dose.
It's-
800.
Yeah.
it's
800K?
800k a dose.
What was I saying?
I'm sorry for
Mommy
cooking.
saying that.
It has up on this pod. Phone number.
We do
We'll put the
promo.
phone number in the description. Even our
You
email will
guys
be in the
will see me
description.
with chick
If you're
bones.
selling Ozempic, reach out to the Mobs Jazz podcast.
We'll be
We talk.
there.
We have some retail space for you. It shall be at the bottom of our pod. It will just be Ozempic. Call this number. www. We have you.
Because guys,
Rabi sorted,
skinny is in. Anyway, I'm not even trying to encourage people, but it's just in. Like, just look at the celebrities, look at the rich people, look at you get. And this chick talks about how whatever is in at the time is an automatic reflection of how the markets are doing, how the economies are doing. Right now, the economy is doing badly, especially in the States. And whether we like it or not, the States are a trendsetter. Right?
Yeah.
They control the media. So.
Yeah.
They control the media, exactly.
But you guys, I don't think skinny should be the right word. You just need to look
What's the
healthy.
No.
Is
That's why I've not said healthy.
Because
I've said skinny.
Skinny.
Bro,
Have
when
you guys
you're
been seeing the
skinny-
Wicked promo?
I
bro,
saw.
when you're skinny,
seen
it's
those
like
chips?
you're the patient zero of a
First-
certain pandemic.
No.
Have
no.
you seen? And meanwhile, they're calling it Ozempic skinny. That one where you can see someone's
Yeah.
skeletal
Do you know when this
structure.
thing is out? This guy here, like, so.
Your Coca-Cola bone.
No, first still collarbone. Collarbone, that one can be out. They're like some veins here that be on the side.
Like where you
That's
can
what
see
Ozempic-
all
yeah.
that, like their cheekbones
Like,
are so
all
defined.
the
That
features
eye
are
socket
there.
popping, bro.
yeah.
To me, that
Yeah, because let me tell you, the wicked
Yeah.
thing, that
it's like your
photo
skeleton is all,
planning.
like showing.
No, right now
Need
it's
some meat on the
it's
That
bones.
wicked
bro.
in.
photo
And you know, in the
confused me.
90s, early 2000s, it was called cocaine skinny because the only thing that could keep you that skinny was coke. Right? Now it's Ozempic skinny. Because unfortunately,
No.
trends like 20 years from now, BBLs might be
wicked
back.
poster was not okay, man. Okay, I'm sorry.
Which one?
The wicked poster. Like, it,
Oh, they're saying that those chicks have lost a lot of weight.
They have.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
like,
I'm wondering, like, how healthy it is to keep it
I think
going for long.
I mean,
Does
for
that make
them
sense?
in particular, I don't know. You might find that people have something going on.
Yeah.
But have you seen like Christina Aguilera?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
the last thing I saw, she was looking hard, bro.
But she has lost
That chick
quite
is
Really?
now small.
She's small, Melvin. She's as small as the wicked chick.
Is it?
She's so small.
I don't know. Joe, I think it's one of those things where, like, same thing with BBLs. Like, there were always extreme BBLs that weren't well done. But then there was like Barney Spargos. Like, you know what I mean? Same shit with Ozempic. Like, there's bad Ozempic and there's some Ozempic where Ozempic is fire.
But you know, the issue is
You know what I
people
mean?
also-
Like,
people just
sometimes
don't
you,
like
you
change
miss like
as well.
a right balance. Ozempic with some like protein powder. Some mass gainer with Ozempic.
On that note,
Unless
if you
you-
sell protein,
Even you, bro. Hit
Yeah,
us.
man. Unfortunately, with Ozempic, unless they're like injecting the mass gainer, Ozempic takes away your appetite completely. Like I've seen videos of people like someone can start eating like a salad, 2-3 bites in, she can't eat anymore.
Damn.
That's weird.
yeah, that was Ozempic thing.
But
is-
it's like
yeah.
bulking. The guy can be wanting to vomit, but he has to,
To swallow.
in.
Pause. When I
Swallow.
said
Me, I said
swallow,
put all of it in is still nuts.
I think you
Pause.
said pause.
I said yes. I said
said
pause because
pause.
you guys are making you're
Said he has to
spoiling.
swallow, bro.
Mark the date.
You're
Casper's first
spoiling
pause on the
me.
pod.
That's all.
Wasn't it?
But you guys feel like there is gonna come a time when there is like mob jazz lingo out there on the street.
Yeah, it's already there.
On what?
What is mob jazz
So
lingo?
far, it's not
Now,
yet
what
to
you
case.
guys usually use? Like,
Right, boys.
last time I had some guy from the Patreon, he sent in a question and he was talking about like I don't have Casper's alcohol retention thing.
That's too silly, bro.
No, we used to have it, but then guys cancelled us low key.
Urine retention.
You're in retention, yeah.
Guys cancelled us low key for
Retila.
this. What we, when we saw bunnies or honeys, we used to say something.
Hun.
Guys cancelled us.
Things.
Things. That was the
Maybe
word.
that's for things.
What's
Things.
the-
Guys
what's the
told us to
answer?
relax, man.
So as thinking, do you think? I mean, obviously it's gonna come back. Like you know how back in the day, flare jeans were it, and now they're back. I don't know if, of course, do you think BBLs will come back in our lifetime?
Yeah, for sure. So I don't think they've actually
I
gone
don't think it will
anywhere.
be BBLs then.
I
I,
feel like
I can
actually-
tell you this. I can tell you this.
We'll be back.
These changes
And they won't be
take
called
time.
BBLs.
Okay,
You get, they won't be called BBLs, but these changes take time. So right now for you guys are not noticing skinny because how much fashion do you, respectfully, how much fashion do you tune into?
Fashion in what's it?
Like runways, what, stuff like that.
That's for sure. That's
Here's
really
no,
the
you see
streets,
what
man, with the
BBLs
ground.
did, eh? What BBLs did. BBLs
The
kicked
beauty
off,
standard.
kicked off like the inclusivity conversation.
When they say plus size models, those
From
things,
BBLs
I
it went
hear
to
you,
plus
I hear
size
you.
because back in the day, Tyra Banks of back in the day was considered plus size. Do you get?
I hear you.
Tyra Banks of her
America's Next Top
Victoria's
Model.
Secret days was considered plus size. But the BBL conversation pushed the boundaries, and then now there was plus size inclusivity. Can tell you right now, companies have stopped making those bigger sizes. They are going back
I
down.
can assure you.
I feel like they're just cutting costs.
Curvy babes get out of style.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is going to lose like half. Brother, IG is full of like curvy thing clickbait, bro. It's curvy thing.
You know what happens.
I know the algorithm lands you. I know.
Yes, but also you know what
But-
happens as it slowly changes. The kids
also
that are growing
changes,
up, that are appreciating media, they are going to start appreciating what is
Maybe they're
trending
like
now.
blue
Exactly.
sky, man.
So you'll find like a child, let's say a boy who is like in P6 right now. By the time he's in uni, for him is like the hardest of hardest is like Ozempic skinny. You get. Yet for you guys, you were like, "Bruh, I need my B with a double B."
But that's true because you know, because
Maybe
sometimes
has
you
to
listen
look
to
like,
the
you know the
actually
Bugatti
funny.
logo.
the type of music
You're a
that
fool.
is like
Look at this fool with the Bugatti
It's not a
logo.
Bentley. It's not a
Bentley, it's Bentley or Bugatti,
Bentley or
one of the
Bugatti,
two.
yeah.
man.
The type of music you.
You can't even tell some of the type of music that guys listen to.
Yeah.
You can see that it's different. It's different. Like some of the shit that I like, my brother-in-law was like maybe 10 years older than me. He might not like.
Yes.
Then even the kids who are 10 years younger than me, I don't get what they're listening to. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I guess it changes. You're right. Generation to generation.
It changes. And for you, when someone goes to your Explorer on IG, it's BBL babes.
BBL.
Bruh, as the times change and the trends change and the dressing changes, and even you see how you know that the trend is changing, the fashion is changing as well. Do you know low rise are back? Like these jeans which start from here.
Those ones
Those
are back,
jeans
yeah.
are not
Those
conducive
are
for
back.
BBLs.
Those ones are back, yeah.
You get. Or the micro mini skirts that don't cover the ass.
True.
Those are not BBL conducive. Those are
So,
skinny
the question
conducive.
is, what happens to us who are in like the thing that's going, man?
You
Just
continue
BB.
with your, because babes already have the BBLs. Or
Yeah, deal with what's available.
secondly, Sydney, you're in Uganda.
We don't need that.
Keep
BBL.
your
You
high
don't-
rise
you-
jeans. We'll be there. We'll be
You're in
there.
Uganda.
We have the GDL. The JDL.
Yeah.
You know what Dad
What
did for
Studio
you?
8 will
You
be
know,
there.
Uganda has a plethora of whatever you like,
Oh, God.
and of every different type of woman, and go for what you like.
But something whose birthday it is today. Whenever I see that thing, like
The one I
picture,
posted.
I'm shocked.
The one I posted.
Do I
but
know
you
this
many guys
person?
DM
Banging, but you don't know.
Do I know
You
this
don't know
person?
her. She's young.
I want to see after.
The
Her body
guys
is
DM me.
banging, But
Eh.
she's short.
No. She's okay. Define short.
Like 5.
She's slightly taller than you.
5 from. Okay.
What are you trying to
body
say?
is still
Someone is slightly taller
My
than
guy
me.
said,
You.
okay.
She's quite short. He has this question.
No, you know when sometimes when the body is more banging,
Uh-huh.
but she's short.
Compressed.
Sometimes it's a bit funny. Sometimes.
Azi.
Funny sometimes.
That chick is tall. She's
funny.
tall.
I'm going to edit this out.
Relatively.
Nah.
Nah.
Are you? You know, it's a YouTube
The
episode.
thing is, you think
Yeah.
we'll be editing. Guys, the way we record
Not
is how we
funny in the
post.
sense that it's not godly or some shit. Like,
Yeah, godly.
God loves all these people.
Amen.
But to me, it.
Anyway, for
Okay,
me,
push.
who is into, I can't lie. Right now, when I see clothes, mind you, for those who don't know me, I am far away from skinny. When I see clothes now and I'm watching fashion content and what skinny is giving, I've been influenced. I'm like,
But the influence
That one I skipped.
Eh?
you need to be washed. You
Go
need
gender
a-
specific.
Need a cleanse.
Is that why, no, we need to like revise your media.
like
Need a
wait,
cleanse,
First,
yeah.
give us a
You need
new
cleanse.
algorithm. Give me your phone for a week. 1 week, like
And
so.
then
My
you-
algo doesn't look like yours, by the way.
your algo does not look
Yeah,
like
look
mine.
like yours.
I can tell you when I'm watching like on TikTok, when I'm watching like fashion content, when I see clothes, when I'm like, I can watch like a chick trying on a dress. I'm like, this dress they look kawa. Cause you're not skinny. Mind you, I'm not skinny also. I'm like,
Give me,
But
give
I've
me your
been
phone for a week.
influenced.
I'll revise your
Like,
algorithm.
like right now, I'm thinking my type of chick might have changed.
Mine hasn't.
My type has changed.
Mine hasn't.
Still intact.
Yours is still intact.
Gang.
Don't worry, you'll catch up. 3 years.
Yeah, I'll kill you guys after the
As you
pod.
guys.
After the pod.
I'm not as restricted as you guys. I don't put up so many walls.
Melvin, we know you.
You're open. I don't put up too many walls. All right. What other topic do we
You
have?
paused saying you're open.
You're opening.
It's very
Let's check. Let's check. What other topics do we have?
It's a very possible thing, man. I think that one we have is Semakade thing.
Don't want to talk about Semakade. I don't know enough, but we can talk. I know a bit.
Wait, you guys, why aren't you talking about Chemenke?
Who?
This
Hey,
alien
alien
skin.
skin.
What happened?
What happened?
I don't have the dates, but I hear he's in jail.
Was it who is alien skin? I confused them. I confused alien skin with like Mudra or something shit like that.
Alien skin is alone in his class.
You don't know Mudra. Mudra Divairo.
Mudra.
You don't know Mudra.
Divairo.
You know Balo Balo.
You don't know Balo Balo. This guy is cool.
This guy is so cool, bro. when that's listen, when Mudra comes on, the massacre girl
Which
is
song is
me.
that? Which song is that?
Yeah.
Which song does Mudra?
The
You don't
massacre
know his
girl
intro.
is
Hello,
me.
Mudra. Hey, you.
But you've never been around me with a.
Hello,
Okay, but
I can dance.
Hey.
Aye.
you were listening
No,
to
no,
it
no,
with
no.
magic.
That's
instead.
Mudra. That's Mudra.
That's
I
Mudra.
couldn't sing on the mic.
Divairo.
Divairo.
Wait, you call Mudra Divairo?
It's called
called
Mudra
Mudra
Divairo.
Mudra.
Eh.
No,
The
Mudra,
massacre
Mudra.
baby in me.
Yeah.
Comes on.
Sakas.
Been
But
well.
anyway,
Hello, Modi.
they're both from Masaka.
Oh, alien skin is. Yeah, but I confused them.
Alien skin. What's that place that he says in his songs?
Fangon
Fangoni.
Forest.
Fangoni Forest. It's those ends in Masaka, man.
Unfortunately, I do not reach.
Bro, stop capping.
It's
He
not-
lives in Machindi.
Yeah, Fangoni is in
Or maybe-
Machi. But he's from Masaka.
Where is Fangoni?
And Fangon is like the record label.
You lie.
Yeah, and the HQ is over Machindi. I think
But
it's
that guy is from
Machindi.
Masaka.
So what
Kawempe
has alien skin done? Where is he in prison?
Apparently they admitted one of their friends in Zambia hospital, and these guys were negligent, and the guy died.
Mm-hmm.
So over he
Who was negligent? The hospital people.
Yeah, the hospital people. and he could
legend.
one of the guys,
Who could them?
alien skin.
Fought.
Yeah, he fought. And yeah, now he's in jail.
Yeah, so he's
They had
facing
to
murder
cut
charges.
off his dreads, bro.
Yeah, they cut off his dreads.
Wait, he killed the hospital worker.
No, he just kubed him
Like the guy in hospital.
Fighting assault.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's yeah. I don't know the actual details, but I know he's facing murder charges.
Hey,
Yeah.
Who is facing?
wow.
Who is facing
check.
murder charges? Alien.
Check. Yeah.
But if he didn't
that's
kill
what I-
anybody,
that's what
they've
I
said
heard.
he just beat the guy.
Let me check. Maybe I'm lying.
I'm trying to think of an alien skin song. I'm sure I
You don't know them? Yeah, that song that we all used to sing back in the day. Let me get it for you. That
Danger.
that one.
City
Don't miss
Danger. Why are you laughing?
I got the song called even Pate Leka Kuba.
That's like how died.
That's aliens.
That's alien skin. Yeah, that's alien skin. Oh yeah. I know
was
the
a
difference
fan.
now between him and Mudra Divairo.
Okay, so here's an article from Daily Monitor. The headline is State slaps small charges against singer Alien Skin. Okay, so he has allegations of robbery, and that was the ones that he had before. And I think the charges are 3 counts of
Grievous bodily harm.
So how badly did it beat
I was going to say
this guy?
grievous.
Yeah,
Or
grievous.
grievous.
It
I wasn't
is
sure.
grievous. There's no I after the V.
Yeah. Against the staff of Zambia Hospital.
What did he do?
I don't know. It's just
How badly did he beat them? Because grievous bolia means you've
Why he
deformed the
battered
guy. That's what it means.
it looks like that's what happened. Unlawful, grievous bodily harm, and they robbed one of them of an iPhone 15 Pro,
Damn.
valued at 3.5 and 480,000 in the wallet.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I don't know what the actual charge is, but yeah, all I know is they cut his dreads, man.
Standard. When you enter inside, they cut your shit.
Okay, yeah. Like I've presented him. Now, how relevant? Why are you cutting my dreads?
What if they pull?
You have to all be the same.
Equality.
As in,
In prison, you have to all be the same.
as
Yeah. No one can be better than another. But you have here. But
you know,
what?
you know
No,
what you know something I never understood growing up. How does hair make you special?
It's colonial.
And that's so stupid. Like when we're in school and like black girls were not allowed to have hair, but
mixed race chicks could.
mixed race chicks or Arab chicks or
Could, yeah.
Somali chicks were allowed to have hair. I was like,
It's colonial. It's
Bruh,
cultural.
I
As
see.
an Indian chick whose hair they cut in our school. It was not kawa.
What do you mean it wasn't Kawa? She was like everyone else.
she was
You
like
can cut her
everyone
hair.
else. It's
And
good
maybe
that they
it's
cut her
colonial in
hair.
my head, but
It's good that they cut her hair.
Kawa, man.
I never saw a dark-skinned chick. There were some chicks who would say, "Oh, they have problems with their scalps or what." They can't. None of those chicks were dark-skinned. Very suspicious.
I can tell you
This
this.
chick
In a
had
Muslim school,
actual
yeah.
problems.
In a Muslim
That's
school,
called-
yeah, they were like they would say in a Muslim school the criteria was Somali and up. You get so Somali, Arab, or I mean that's what we had mostly. These Somali babes, some of them were my color, some even darker. But the moment you say I'm Somali, you have hair till the ass. Black chicks, you're African. Not even which Somali are African.
yeah, it's so messed
You
up.
get.
Man, that's how our chicks were veiled. So.
I think
So
it's
let's all
their
veil.
hair. Their hair.
Then let's
beautiful.
all
Let's
veil
all be
and let's
veiled.
all. Their hair is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's more
But
beautiful. They don't
please
need
look,
any
under the
product
veil,
in their hair
but
to
still the
make
same
it look
standards.
nice.
But that's what I mean. Those are beauty according to who? Those are westernized,
You don't like
Eurocentric
you don't like
beauty
a guy who's
standards.
Afro, bro.
You don't like a
No,
tight
it's good,
skull. You want a
but-
loose skull.
I don't know whether it's called conditioning.
No, like
What
you see,
guys
because
put in your hair.
like
don't
let's
know
say like
conditioning.
Somalis and Arabs, they might have curly hair, but their curls are looser than ours. So if us like most of us have like 4C, 4B, theirs are like 4A, 3C. You get. So are you saying because my features are more African, quote unquote, I don't deserve to grow my hair? This is Africa, Uganda. Are you stupid?
Hair grows for a reason, man. In
You
all
get-
places.
I didn't like that thing.
I didn't like that thing at
But you guys,
all, bro. I didn't like that thing at all.
but you guys think that these guys' hair need to be kept mob?
Who?
Kept
Yeah.
that kept thing, bro. Like, whose problem is it? Whose
Whose
responsibility is it to keep, bro?
But if you have it as an excuse in case you come into the class late and you're like, yo, I was trying to comb my hair and all that.
I can tell you that those chicks also put in time to take care of their hair.
Yeah.
Everybody puts in time to take care of their hair.
Okay.
And I can tell you that if you're saying that hair takes time, all of us, let's not have hair.
Yeah, let everyone just.
Let's
reduce
all
their
save
hair.
time.
But everyone should just keep their hair.
You
'Cause
get
as
it.
in, what do you mean? If class starts at 8,
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to be in class at 8 because I'm keeping my hair. They're still going to vem me.
And
You
it was
You get-
horrible for the schools where cutting hair was a punishment. I remember there was a period in Gayaza where that was a thing. Like if you do something, they cut your hair, which is crazy to me.
No, but you see, for them, I think you're trying not to like beat and whatnot, and
But
I
hair,
also think that's messy.
But then
Because it
also-
makes hair
bad.
seem like a privilege.
No, but you see, for them, because everyone had hair, cutting hair was meant to be a punishment. Like it's singling you out, as in you've done something and they're punishing you.
Can easily notice
Because
that.
everyone,
still not count.
yes,
Cheek.
everyone had hair.
Because here's the thing, punishments should not last long as hair growth, man.
Man,
Like cane me.
that's too funny. Yeah. Higher punishments should not. They have punished you for 2 years. For your hair to
You
grow
know,
Do you
back.
know you've grown your hair for like 6 months and they cut it?
My philosophy is that if you've done something that is considered wrong and that somehow affects the way our society like works, the best punishment is some form of community work, bro. Let them make you, I don't know, clean the compound, some shit like that.
But remember, in government schools, community work is already part of general life.
Trench.
You get, like
Let them
you
do
do.
something.
Was it?
Yes.
For us, I remember us
Yes,
we used to have something
Like for instance, for us in Form 1 we used to sweep compounds. In Form 2, Form 2s thank God I became a prefect. Form 2s used to, no, I became a prefect in Form 3. Form 2s used to clean toilets.
Okay, I hear that.
Form
I
3s
hear
used
that.
to burn like sanitaries.
There's extra
Like-
general work that was not on the.
What I mean is, this was work you do every day. And then there's also something called community work on Thursday. Like keeping the school together as a community was part and parcel of being in the government school. You understand?
Us
But
community
you guys
work.
also didn't have hair.
Except if you are Arab or Somali.
Let me tell you, by the way,
Some
us in
Muslim.
our school, outside of Canes,
I mean,
because
yeah.
they
Just
cane us.
sweeping. Guys in
outside
the
of
villa,
Canes
those guys
are
are told to
creative
collect
punishments,
breaks.
I remember there's this one time.
It's crazy.
This one time we were letting down. Those things when we have overpashed to art, which we carried our deckers to the staff room and slept from day.
Like
You know, being in your bed,
as in-
all the bodies are passing. Yeah, you're there shirtless
Yeah,
because they
actually,
told
yeah.
you that when they have found you is the way you pass.
And that's how it was even in
As-
school.
Just came me.
They would tell you to come with your
just
Just
came
came
me.
mattress.
my hair came me what? Nada.
They'll tell you to come
Hey,
with your mattress.
They
and
were very
sleep in front of the
creative
parade.
punishments. I keep telling guys,
Just
there's
came.
this day we're arguing about football. They grabbed all of us, took us to the pitch. We played football without a ball.
Anyway, except
Hey,
I
gay.
guess
You know, playing with a ball, you can't see.
That twist which is killing me. Like,
no, but
Okay,
for
you
me,
play, but
as
you
an
don't come
adult, as an adult now,
We
eh,
played football.
I don't know what you can tell me if I find you beating my child. Mine, that I've birthed
Me too.
and raised, we fight.
I think I might have to address that thing at some point with like a therapist or some shit. Cause I
With
think
who?
that with like a therapist or something, because I don't know how you'll just beat my kiddo.
Mine.
That thing is too personal to me.
That's
bro.
like
You
beating
can't-
the kid.
You can't beat my kiddo.
You're beating my child.
Me, I don't want to beat my kiddo, but for you, the one who's going to beat him. Nah.
Until the
Yeah, I
teacher will
think-
just look at him. Just be like, okay.
I can tell you that there's a teacher I had in P5 or P6 that punched me in the face.
Punched.
Punched.
That was extreme.
Like, and you know how I know it was a punch? I got like, my head got swollen.
Punched.
So he punched me, a guy, mind you, and he was wearing a wedding ring. So the swelling had the line of the ring. Bruh, I'm 5'3" right now. I need to know when I was in P5, I was about 4'6". Why are you punching me?
That's not kawa.
Because I spoke in class. So now as I was going for lunch, a female teacher in another stream saw me, pulled me aside, massaged my head, you guys. I
Yeah.
was screaming until the swelling went down
When
a
the
bit.
boarding school.
No, I was in a day school because they were going to pick me up in the
That
evening.
guy was
Also, they wanted to
suffering
get
the
rid
whole
of the
day.
swelling.
She was getting rid of the
before.
swelling.
Did she ask what had happened before?
Yes. I said Mr. Kawunga beat me, punched me.
Hey, Mr. Kabunga.
Mr. Kawunga. Anyway, so she massaged him. She said, go.
Someone like Joka shout out of Mr. Who? Luanga, Lukwago?
Deborah.
No, the teacher you shouted at Lukwago.
Mr. Lukwago.
Yeah, someone like that. on
Have you had the tone, Mr. Kabunga?
Gabi
That's
like
the
that.
tone they should remember you with.
And then Mr. Kawunga beat me. So this chick, she was called Teacher Goreti. Teacher Goreti massaged my head. I went for lunch. She told me, come back at 4. We're supposed to go home at like 4:30, 4:40. At 4, she massaged again, and this time she had ointment. So by the time I went home, it wasn't crazy. But I can tell you, when she first, it was red and swollen with a line.
Bro, Mr.
That's crazy
Kawunga saw a
business.
punching bag in the
That's
forehead.
Do you
very crazy
understand?
business.
I come back home, and I mean, my child comes back home, and she tells me, a grown man punched her at 9 years old. There's going to be a problem.
I want like a rebellious kid, man, but I don't know how you can. You see, like sometimes you have to choose.
Mm-hmm.
You can breed and like harness as if rebellion in your kid. Sometimes one day actually it will come back for you.
Of course.
Bob.
You dig it?
Of
Oh,
course.
that's
So
a
it's one of
question.
those things where like, because I know with me, my parents like they try to they raised me based on the Bible. Respect your parents, respect your elders, da 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 da. But because of how they raised me, rebellion was not part of who I was as a child. But I want my child to be able to know that if a grown man punches him, he should stay away for the rest of the day until I arrive. You know what I mean? But like, how do you do that without making your kid a ruffian and a scoundrel?
But you see, part of the issue
For us
is
at home,
also...
we are told if you're innocent, don't allow to be beaten.
I hear
If you're
that.
innocent,
I hear that.
don't allow. But
Because-
if you're not,
Let me tell you,
Bruh.
part of the issue
Go.
with us at school
allow.
was also parents believed teachers. And I get it. Because as adults, you're talking to fellow adults. Bro, there's a time a teacher collected us. Those things of prep, we're reading. But because I was sitting next to a girl, and you know I was in a Muslim school, sitting next to a girl during prep at night, crazy business. But this is S6, I would think it's normal. This guy called us.
that's when it's
Said,
not normal
about your
at all.
charge is making noise. Like, hey, cool. He's like, tomorrow I'm calling your parent because you're stubborn, you're a prefect, you shouldn't be making noise. I'm like, hey, come. Like, as a prefect, I get it. And we were actually talking when he came. Yeah? But like, normal conversation. Let me tell you, when my mom came, because we were like 15 kiddos and we're all prefects, so they called all our parents. When my mom came the next day, and this guy said I was touching the girl's thighs, do you know the shock? Ha! Even as she was, we were both there like, huh? Then, the irony was, none of the parents believed him because the charges were outrageous. But these ones I quote them over behind where, the kiddos are like, bruh, we were in class reading. You get it? But there's this one parent who didn't believe. For him, it was like,
My child can't.
no. Like, the parents didn't believe the teacher. But this one parent believed the teacher. That's what I mean. So, Bambi, that kiddo, sorry, man. Let's suspend it.
Brother, let's just keep this thing pushing, man. We're not talking about Semakade today. Sorry, we'll talk about him maybe.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Let things first reach
Develop.
their proper conclusion with the Semakade situation. I know we have some viewers that like are very involved in that situation, though. So we will discuss it on the next podcast. Yeah, man. What do you guys have planned for the rest of our week, man? There's been a hip hop pod today, music pod today. But what do you guys have planned for the rest of the week?
What do I have planned for the rest of the week? Nothing. Man, this weather is too crazy, bro.
It's cold.
It's
Quite
cold.
cold, yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for our plans on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I.
Otherwise, I really don't have anything planned. Maybe just I'm back on my SVU bag.
Crazy. I've been watching Mindhunter. Have you
What?
watched it? Mindhunter.
No.
I'd be really interested to hear what you think of that show. It's a criminal show.
Uh-huh.
Like, but the way that it is, the way it runs is different from the way something like SVU or one of those other shows run. The narrative and the crime, they run like parallel to each other. So it's the narrative is not being affected by the crime, and the crime is not necessarily being affected by the narrative. It's something you need to watch that show. It's
on what?
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, Mindhunter.
Okay.
It's quite slow.
Is it scary?
Not really, but things happen.
Is it anxiety inducing?
Nope.
You see why police shows don't give me anxiety? Is because police is evolved after the fact. Do you understand? So yes, it's gruesome. Like SNV is really gruesome.
But it does happen.
But it's after the fact. I don't have to watch like this child trembling. The episodes of SNV where is it called SNV? SUV rather.
SVU.
SVU.
I was like, which show are we talking about, man?
No, SNV. I've been saying SNV. SVU is the episodes of SVU that were scary for me. Or the episodes like, let's say, there's a time the main chick went undercover in a prison where the guards were raping people. Yeah. You guys, they showed the chick being chased by that guard. I can tell you, I decided to play that shit on times 2.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So this show is not like that at all.
It's not, because if you're saying that the crime and the narrative are running concurrently, it's not scary.
It's not. It's quite interesting. Like, you need to watch it to understand what I mean. But
I'm definitely going to watch it.
To be fair, in most of the episodes, so I've watched season 1 in most of the episodes, the crime has already happened.
Oh, on behalf of, mind you, even people commented, you didn't give us the site.
Site of?
Not for Netflix shows, for other shows. You were telling us about that therapist relationship show. What was it?
Okay.
DM.
But what was that show
You
called?
might post it on our IG for a split.
Like, it will be in the middle of a clip. One frame.
Briefly on our IG.
What was the name of the show?
Couples Therapy.
Couples Therapy.
Yeah. It's a Showtime show. It's on Showtime if you have Showtime.
That's too
If you don't have Showtime, find where Showtime is.
Let
on the internet.
Let them watch the entire pod.
Yeah.
At a particular point in time, they'll find a link.
Okay.
They'll pop up.
If they watch the entire pod,
It'll pop up.
Watch this pod. You're too hard. The clip will pop up at some point. Where to find that show.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, you didn't watch the entire thing.
That's up to you if you don't watch that pod. Yeah.
What if someone, do you think they can get it if they just fast forward throughout the whole thing? 15 seconds, 15 seconds, 15, 10 seconds.
How do you guys feel about...
I think it's going to be like 3 frames, man.
How do you feel about... what's the thing that happens at Leboti on Thursday?
Ladies' night.
Ladies' night on...
What is that?
I'll be there.
It's an interesting experiment that happens at Leboti.
What happened? You know I'm not on Snap and I'm not on Twitter. What's that?
There's a ladies' night at Leboti every Thursday. It's
every Friday.
Every Thursday.
Yeah.
It's 2-for-1 cocktails. But it seems it's also 2-for-1 wine bottles. And I think it's like it's targeted at the girls. But you know, if they target the girls, the guys just automatically show up. So I've been thinking about going for it.
I'll tell you this.
The problem is I don't drink, but I want to see.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this.
I want to
Not
experience.
I was doing like the past 2 months.
Leboti, I might come with you tomorrow.
So
Are you guys? Can I come?
What do you want to come and do?
I want to experience it.
Come.
we'll be there.
Come. Me, I'm down.
We'll be there.
I wanna go.
Yeah, I also wanna.
They told me the tables be booked out. Shit like that.
So you have to
Tables
book
be
in
booked.
advance or what? Is it one of those things where to get a table you have to be buying spending a certain amount of money?
Seems like guys spend a lot of time there, and I don't know if
Who will refuse us to bounce, bruh?
Man, I may refuse myself. Man.
To bounce.
I can't speak for myself then.
And let me tell you this, by the way.
As in, if you're tired, you'll be like,
mobsters who go for that thing.
hey.
Every Thursday I'm meeting
I
someone.
might be there.
OMG, I'm shy now. Wow, I'm coming.
To be decided.
Tomorrow.
Pause.
That's really.
Yeah, pause. We'll decide. Besides that, not too much, man.
Yeah, man.
Not too much. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys this weekend I went for the paddleball thing.
How was it?
I'll tell you on Patreon.
Yeah.
It was so fun, man.
Where is it?
It's called Haman Paddle.
Behind the arena.
Yeah, right next to Arena Mall.
Like on that road.
It's a blast, bro.
There are mob guys I know who went there.
Who have gone?
I've also been,
It's a
man. It's
blast,
actually
bro.
fire.
Because the
It's
day
so fire.
posted it,
Does
it's
it
the same day
require
those other
loads of
guys also posted
athleticism?
it.
Yeah, I met those people there. Like they came and found us there leaving.
Does it require a lot of athleticism?
Nope.
But it's a good
simple game.
workout.
It's a very simple game.
What
Very
you're saying
simple.
is very conflicting.
It's one of those games that's easy to play,
Yeah.
but you end up like still like exerting yourself.
Does
somehow.
it require dexterity?
Dexterity in what sense?
Like in terms of good hand-eye coordination?
Yes.
You've cancelled me out.
I haven't cancelled. you out.
Relax.
Wear your specs.
Experience.
I wear my
it.
specs.
Wear your specs. Other people are wearing their specs.
Have you played squash before?
No.
Tennis?
No.
Yeah, you play it though.
You'll
Like
find
I have
out.
a friend
just
who also has
wasting
a
time.
really bad eyesight and she was there. She struggled at first, but you can do like a quick
You
thing
know
with-
my
it depends on who you're
particular
playing with.
handicap.
No, believe me, she's just as bad.
Yeah, look,
I
wear an
think-
eye patch, man. You'll be calm.
I wear an eye patch. That's what.
Just wear your specs. If you wear your specs,
Go
you'll
You'll
be,
be
Ruga
calm.
mode, yeah?
It's actually a very lovely game to
you'll
play.
be and for you actually like you're more in shape than she is.
And there's a patron who is there usually. Well done, man.
Eh?
Mm.
Yes, she's part of like the team there. She actually Bambi helped me out a
She
lot.
is. It's so
Okay,
funny.
man. Should we wrap this up?
It's like another way of saying that she's not.
Yeah,
in shape.
guys. As in, no, as in he meant
that's
like
not
I
what we
work out
meant.
more, right? Anyway, yeah, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know every time that we post a new episode. Subscribe to our Patreon. Yeah, that's
what
by
it's
the way, in case the YouTube guys don't know, we do most of our questions on Patreon.
Yeah.
We have lots of Q&As, anonymous Q&As on Patreon. So you get to send in whatever interesting things you
questions
want
you
to
have.
tell us. Whatever
Yeah,
interesting
important
things
questions.
you want to tell us. And because there's not so much, exposure? I don't know.
But then Madam must go to husband. Then he found
Yo,
out.
guys, what happened to
So-
the?
Oh, you
to
guys-
that date?
The guy just
the
disappeared.
patrons. The patrons.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Patreon
Yeah,
jazz.
the patrons.
He chickened out, bro. He chickened out.
That's Patreon. I think he realized he was about to become famous.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Too much pressure. Too much.
Yeah, but please subscribe. Patreon 12345 USD only. Comment, even for the Patreons. Comment, engage. We love, reacting and whatnot.
Gabby is she's also one of our greatest like mobsters of all time. Huh?
We love you. And then follow us on all our socials: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Mob Jazz Podcast. And yeah,
Yeah, man. We'll see you guys next week for the main pod.
Peace.
Patreon,
Patreon. See you on Friday.
Until then, Africa must unite.
Bye.
See you.